What's up, guys? All right, you want to get in on this in a second, Jacob? Yeah. All right, give me just a few minutes. I'll send you the link. What's up, everybody? Man, it's been a minute. I'm telling you, I'm about the sorriest YouTuber that ever lived. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. I'm not good. How's the audio? Because my signal is terrible. Dale, what's up, brother? Matt, what's up, man? It's really bad. So, guys, we've had a lot go on last couple weeks. We went home for home time. I think that was probably about the last time I actually shot a video. Audio's good deal. I've got really bad service right now. I don't know why. I'm right in south of Louisville, and I've got a booster on my MiFi and everything, and I can't get it. I'm showing like terrible signal. So, let's see. What's up, Twisted? Good to see you, brother. Carolina, what's going on, guys? Thunder Chaser, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm doing good, man. We've got a lot of stuff going. I got no complaints. We have seen all right, Matt, I'll send you the link, buddy. I'll send you a link. Dale, if you want to get in on this, man, let me know, and I'll send you the link as well. We've, let's see. Coming from the side of the road, Love said we need to be out of the truck to change the tire next to traffic. Oh, man. What? Why did they say that? That's crazy. G107, yes, peace and love, everyone. Dang right, man. That's what I'm talking about. Toll Booth Jimmy's making an appearance. What's up, brother? How you doing over there on the West Coast? Good to see you. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to send these links to my friends and my comrades. We're going to get this, get some folks in here to talk. And I really want you guys to throw up some questions, throw up some comments. We're going to talk about trucking. We're going to talk about Prime Inc. And we're going to where they're at right now with the market, with the trucking market. We're also going to talk about OTR on the revenue. So I've been getting a lot of questions about OTR on the revenue lately after a few posts that I did last week. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about OTR, guys. And a lot of people think it's an app. It's really not an app. It's actually software. It's web-based software. So you guys don't actually have to download anything. But we're going to get into that for just a second. So hold on for just 1 second. Trucking Review says, hello, hope everyone is doing better than me. What's going on, trucking, man? Lay it out, brother. We're all family. What you got? All right, guys, so those links are coming over now. Like I said, terrible service, so forgive me. Morse code says I'm back. What's going on, brother? We got Thunder Chaser says, I'm thinking about getting back in the business. May not be with Prime, though. 5 hours is a long drive to get from the house to Prime 1. Man, I want to tell you, guys, Prime's done a really good job. I'm not even gonna lie. Prime's done a really good job by keeping us going and everything. But there's some things that have been going on lately that have I've kind of questioned some stuff. And I'm not being negative by any means, but I'm thinking we're having some deeper issues than just the market right now with Prime, whatever's going on. So let's see what's going on with trucking reviews real quick, because I'm not going to make this all about me. I got JDQ on standby here. Did that link go through, Dale, for you, bro? I don't know if it went through for the main chat or not. Trucking says, just figured out I was being cheated on 3 years relationship I didn't want to waste my time and money on her. Looked through her phone, she left. Man, Trucking, that's bad, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, dude, like, keep your head up, man. I got to tell you, it's not that's not easy at all, man. 3 years. But look, man, everything happens for a reason. God probably saved you from, he probably saved you from a disaster in the long run, brother. You got to look at the positivity on it, man. Don't be down. Pick yourself up, man. You've got a whole life to live, brother. There's somebody out there for you. I promise you. They got your name on you. Tim Travels says, "What's up in the house? What's up, Tim?" King Shep said, "Well, what's up, my friend?" And guys, if you're Facebook, see, like right here where it said Facebook user, I can't see what your name is or anything. You guys have to actually give StreamYard permission to use your name. So if you guys are on Facebook and you're watching, make sure you give StreamYard permission to use your name, and your name will actually post up in the comments. So don't forget that as well. Let's go ahead and bring in, we got JDQ, Dale, and I've got Matt on standby. Let's go ahead and bring these guys in. See if we can actually get some good conversation going. So JDQ, Dale, and I've got Matt. Give it just a second, guys. It's
hey, cutie.
what's up?
I don't know who he's talking to, but maybe it's me. You need to get your eyes checked.
So I'm the only one on the screen because my internet's so terrible. So he's got to be talking to me.
I see all four of them.
I can see I can see all y'all.
I can't see. I can literally. I cannot see anything. Like I'll literally show you what I'm looking at right now. Hang tight. Watch this. I'm gonna post it up in the background. It's nuts, dude. This internet is terrible. I mean, it's awful. I can't even believe I'm actually.
The audio is good because we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, I can hear you guys perfectly too. Can you guys see me okay? I mean,
yeah, we can see you.
You break it up. Will, where are you at south of Louisville?
It's just at that pilot over here south of Shepherdsville.
Oh, yeah,
Lebanon Junction. Yeah, well, it's also a pilot too. Oh, Shannon. Okay, there you go, Shannon. I got you now. Little bro, what's up, girl? Nice to see you. Josh Keaty, man, don't let Jake tell y'all lies.
Josh?
Toll Booth says Central Oregon flatbed is way better than Prime Gladiator left.
Yeah, if you like having your axles fixed.
I don't know. I don't know,
Josh,
man.
I don't tell nobody lies, homie. Don't get that twisted. You know I tell it like it is. So what's going on with y'all?
You getting called out over there, JDQ?
Oh yeah, Josh Keaty said, "Don't let Jake tell y'all lies." I heard you reading that comment off.
I got loaded this morning in Memphis
East,
and I am.
Where you headed with that one?
Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Not too bad.
I just got back.
We lost Dale.
I took a load out.
Yeah,
I took a load out to Phoenix and just deadheaded back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Josh, I saw your message me the other day. Said you're moving to dispatch meeting. Congratulations. I guess 4 bars of 5G is enough. So Dale couldn't get in. Oh
Dale
my God!
Was in
so look,
I got. But he disappeared.
Try again, Dale. Try again. Hit the link. Try again. Let's see if I can get you in here, bro. Let's see. So this is what I'm looking at right now. This is what I can see. So just so you guys know, I'm not lying to you guys. Check this out. This is freaking what in the world?
See, like for me, I'm guessing it's because the area I'm in, but the only person.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, never mind. Everyone else just showed up.
Y'all's faces. Because JDQ, I can see
you. You will.
See, that's what the heck is going on. I don't
know, but I'm guessing it's because the area I'm in is not the greatest at the moment for service.
Well, I told you to get that Verizon internet.
Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance, dude. Tim Trout says better is totally useless. What's better and why is it better? Well, it goes back to what I've always said to you guys, man. It's all situational. It doesn't matter if you're talking about a company or what type of truck you run, whatever. It's all situational. It's based on your needs and your desires. So you can't really say one thing is better or the other.
Sorry, I almost hit a deer.
You mean
Spontaneously
almost assassinated?
spontaneously concussing over there instead of combusting. Let's see.
Yeah, I
All right,
definitely
Dale.
don't want to hit a deer yet because I don't have my moose guard on this truck yet. I don't have the funds to order one at the moment.
Oh man, there goes my feed is like dying now. So I don't know if we lost. Yeah, so I can't even see y'all's names or any. This is ridiculous.
But we can still hear
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
so you
we can
guys can
still
see
hear you
me?
perfectly.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, but you're frozen.
Yeah.
Like people watching, viewers, can you see me or what? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out how bad this really is.
Well, we'll just do it audio.
Yeah,
I
so we'll
guess
just do a podcast. Like this is what this is. Now it's a
Yeah.
live podcast.
Why not?
hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
I'm pretty disgusted right now, man. I finally get a chance to stop as a team truck. You're froze, but I hear you. Okay, this is crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's
I've been
frozen.
disgusted since yesterday, so we're in the same boat.
Oh my god, this is pathetic. I'm so mad right now. I'm so upset. Like I'm so upset. I hate
Well,
this. I hate this so much.
part of the reason why you're freezing up is because you're bringing in the data from our conversation in the studio, and then you're sending it out to YouTube.
Well, I have no other way to integrate you in here.
I
I
know.
mean,
I'm
we've
just
done this
saying.
before, and we've never had that
Yeah,
damn 8-hour live that
and
we do. We never
I
had
have
any
full
problems.
5G signal on my MiFi, and it is just nothing. Like full bars, nothing.
Uh,
I think it's the data blocker from Pilot, is what I think. I honestly think that's exactly what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. That pilot does have a whatchamacallit, where data blocker where they want you to use their Wi-Fi.
That is so crappy, man.
It's like that Flying J or Pilot or whatever it is in Jamestown, New Mexico.
Right.
Yeah, that one is pretty crappy.
You got full signal, but you can't even sit there and check your email.
Yeah.
That is so nuts, man. I'm so disgusted with this. Guys, I'm so sorry about the live turning out the way it is. I did not expect. Can you guys even see the banner going across the bottom? Anything?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can see the banner rolling across the
Okay, you
bottom. It's
can't,
just you're
see me.
froze. I'm a black screen, and Matt's a black
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, but we can
And-
still hear each other just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to see me much anyway here in a minute, because when I turn the light off and take off driving, I'm going to be a black screen anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like that for me here too. 'cause
Unless
the
you
sun's
see me
going
light a
down.
cigarette.
Yeah, for real. Let me see if I can fix something real quick. Let me try something.
Y'all will be able to see me here in about probably 20 minutes for a little bit whenever I'll pull up to get unloaded.
Will, you might need to, both on your phone and your MiFi, reset the
Airplane mode
network.
on and off.
Yeah.
He did that on the MiFi already before we started the stream.
Oh.
But he's using his computer, and his computer doesn't have cellular, so he can't reset the network on it.
Yeah, dude. If Casey wasn't using the Verizon box at home so much, I'd tell you to swing by and pick it up.
There we go. There's Matt.
I'm still showing black screens for everybody.
Yeah,
but
you're
Will.
still frozen.
What? I can see you now. Like I can see you live. I can't see JDQ.
What the hell?
Hold on.
Technology.
Technocracy. Get it right.
Yeah.
Technocracy.
Well, whatever. Same difference.
Yeah, I'm still patiently awaiting an update on the situation at home. I can about imagine about this time they should be taking off to go start the search party.
I thought I had
What?
JDQ. I thought I had JDQ coming in there.
Do what, Matt?
What'd you say about a search party?
Me and my sister-in-law's four-wheelers got stolen from my dad's house, and they started a fucking search party to go look for them.
I hope that's a search party with a 12 gauge.
More about safety.
I can tell you one thing. I'm just going to try to keep it very minimalistic because YouTube and censorship.
Yeah.
If I catch whoever accommodated my bike without my permission, will not need an ambulance if I can get my hands on them. And the only number I'm going to call is 811.
Yep, because an 18-foot deep hole works wonders.
Exactly.
Long boom excavator.
Shit, we got a little mini XL digger deep enough hole for that.
Our neighbor out at the farm in Arkansas has got a long boom excavator that'll dig a hole so deep you need 2 extension ladders tied together.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, before I started my clocks this morning, I called insurance, made a claim on that, and you know, once the police report was in, and we had the case number and all that fun stuff, called insurance this afternoon, started to claim on that. So if I don't get the bike back, I get paid out on it. And if it comes back and it's damaged, they're gonna pay to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Old rule my dad taught me: if you got a 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, whatever, put insurance on it.
Insurance, full coverage.
Yep.
And what really has me mad, you know how old my bike is?
What?
4.5 months. Brand spanking. That thing don't even have 130 miles on it yet.
What the hell is going on with my e-logs? Okay, so I left Memphis. Will,
This is gonna be the worst live ever.
you know, Will, y'all came over and we had dinner and everything, and then I ended up leaving out.
Yeah.
And ran a load to India I left Memphis, ran to London, Kentucky, unloaded, deadheaded back, reloaded, and went all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, and came back. Okay, and I got back to Memphis this morning. My 70-hour clock shows I have 58 hours available drive time, and I'm going through my recap, and every single day on my recap has less than 2 hours on it.
Oh my God.
It's like heaven. It's a miracle. It's like paper logs all over again. What the hell?
Hey, don't ask questions, just run it.
I ain't calling Obies and asking shit.
Hell no.
All right. Can you guys see and hear me now?
You're still frozen, but we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
I'm
It's
still
actually pretty
froze.
good audio.
But I'm still froze.
Yeah.
This is so stupid, dude. You know what? I really hate when things don't work like they're supposed to. I really hate it, like with a passion.
Hey, Will.
What's up?
I know the video's messed up. I mean, you're probably looking fine on the YouTube side, but people don't need to see us and everything, and we don't need to see you. Let's roll on.
Yeah,
your audio's awesome.
It's a live podcast, baby. Let's roll with it.
This is. Ugh.
I mean, I don't know. Let me see.
Man, whenever I got the call about my 4-wheeler being stolen, you know, I stayed up all day Monday, you know, because the mills that I run at were closed Monday. And I was going to stay up all night, Monday night, sleep all day Tuesday, and start running Tuesday night so I can put myself on the night shift. I went to bed at about 4 o'clock, got woken up at 8 by a phone call from my buddy, went back to bed, and then at 11, my brother called, and I ignored it because I was sleeping, and he called me immediately again. I was like, all right, something's wrong.
Yep.
Answered the phone and said, yo, what's up? What you doing? I'm sleeping. Why? Oh, you need to get dressed and come to Pop's house and fill out a police report. For what? Your bike got stolen. And then I immediately exploded in a parade of profanity.
No, not you.
No, never.
So John Shelby says the DAB meeting's next week. Can we bring up getting the option to get Prime health insurance again? We used to have it, but they cut us off and blamed Obamacare. But that doesn't seem to be an issue. Now you're talking about health insurance on the company side or the lease side, John? What are you talking about? Because they have two options. They have a company side insurance, and then they have a lease healthcare side. So
shit, I still have my health and vision and all that I had when I was at Prime. I still have that same
yeah, from the lease side, yeah.
Yeah, I still have
Yeah,
that
you can
roller.
take it with you. As long as you keep making the payments, you can take it with you. So, Thunder says just got a black screen and still of you. Man, guys, I want to apologize. I had no clue this was going to be this bad today. I'll try to make it up to you guys in the next couple of days. We'll get somewhere where we actually have decent service. So the only reason I'm here at this pilot right now is because we went to the Loves in Shepherdsville. Well, I get there, I get parked, I'm ready to start settling in. I'm about to get my shower bag and everything. So I open up the app. And if you guys have seen that shower video I did, you can reserve your showers on the app. So
How
uh,
many people were in line?
none. The showers weren't available.
Wow, Love's is
Damn.
starting to
So
sound like Pilot and Flying J.
so I called them and I said, "Hey, do you guys not have showers at the moment?" She says, "Oh no, sir. We won't have showers for probably about another month."
Oh
And I
my
said,
gosh.
"Do you mind if I ask why?" And she's like, "Well, we're putting in a water tower." And I'm like, "You guys didn't think to just keep the water you had while you were building it?" Or like, I don't know.
Jesus.
So
They've had
absolutely no showers. So
That sounds
yeah.
like whenever you roll up to a pilot and you go to check in for a shower and there's 716 people in line.
Yes, I was just gonna say something like that.
so when I got to the pilot down here, I feared the worst about the internet. But I was like, you know what, we're gonna have some time. I'm gonna be down. I can do a YouTube. I can do a live or something. Get a video out because I haven't done one in a while. And I just get out here. I'm on the phone with JDQ, and next thing you know, I start streaming up. I'm like, dude, something's not right. I was like, this thing's taking forever. Like, and it's never done this before. Like, I was like, dude, I bet you they've got a data blocker over here. And sure enough, it's
Is
ridiculous.
it okay? Let me ask you this: is it possible for one of us to host the stream?
No, not unless you have the account. No, I wish
Well, give me
that
the
would
account.
that would be awesome. Give you the account, okay? Well, give me your credit card. I'll give it to you.
I'm
Well,
broke, dude. I'm a truck driver.
you
I ain't got
just
no
need the
money.
login, I believe. Huh, Will? Like once tonight's over, you
That's
can.
going to have to be something I'd have to figure out because I made the account like 2 months ago. I don't even remember what the damn login is.
Oh
Ah,
But once
shit.
you kill this stream, you'd have to have this account. You'd have to also have my account for my YouTube and everything too. So it's not
Oh
like it's
yeah.
going to end up being really involved trying to do that.
yeah. Well, the reason I said that is, well, I don't have a computer at home, but if I had one, I'd get Casey to set the stream up and just let it run.
Yeah. I wish it would work that easy, but yeah, it's. I don't think it would be that easy. I've just got to get my ass somewhere where there's actual good service. Okay, so
Where are you
John's
headed?
that's fight. Yeah, it's Fight Club load. I can't talk about that. So
Mm,
sorry.
well, I didn't mean like zip code and address, but
After
No,
this,
with
to
the
bed.
Fight Club, you can't even talk about the city or even the
Yeah, I
direction
can't.
you
I
head.
can't talk
You
about
can't talk
anything.
about.
Yeah,
Can't talk about nothing.
yeah. Unfortunately, I got to shut up about all of it. So, because I don't want the Volturi coming after me tomorrow.
yeah.
Again.
Yeah, again, yeah.
And then they're gonna come after me for whatever reason because everyone that is going after Will has a grudge against me too. So
That's for a different day. But let's see what we. So John Shelby says we used to be able to get prime insurance as a lease driver. So John, they've got a. What's the name of that company, Jacob? Is it First Choice or First Choice for what is it?
I don't remember the name of
We're
the
talking about
company. I would have to go
the
back and look
The
through
health
my
benefits for
emails.
lease drivers, for owner operators and lease drivers. What is that company called?
when I was there, it was North Star.
No, it's not that.
Um,
It's
I,
First
I know
Choice.
my I know my the guy that sold me the health insurance. I know his name. I just don't know the name of the company. I'd have to
So,
go back
anyways,
and search his name in my emails to go find the name of the
John,
insurance company.
if you can look in the Prime app and look up the human resources contact and call Brandon Mallard. He's going to be the one that you want to talk to. So Brandon Mallard is the guy that's going to give you the. They do offer medical. Now, let's say this: it was enough for me. It was too. I mean, they wanted, and this was just on Prime side because my wife was company at the time. She was going to do insurance, so I can only imagine what the owner op side is, the independent contractor side is. On Prime side, when Angel was still company and she was still on my payroll, quote unquote, they wanted like 248 a week. And that was for everything. That was, I mean, we
Holy
had dental,
cow.
we had everything. So you're thinking like, man, that's a deal. Like a family of 6, like, heck yeah, man, $248 a week. I can dig that. Wrong. What they fail to tell you, and I'm going to do a whole video about this, like the top worst and top best things about Prime Inc., because this is one of them. What they don't tell you is in a spousal relationship, on a lease and company joint partnership, you know, wherever you have it set up as, one's company, one's lease, the lease op is responsible for the other part of the insurance. Because even though she's
What?
Prime's employee, even though she's Prime's employee, she's not Prime's employee. She's your employee. So
Oh,
guess what happened the
Wow.
first week we got signed up for that? Like $528 came out of my payroll, and I was like, "Whoa,
Oh.
what's going on with that?" Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, I guess we probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, you paid the other half because she's
yeah,
your
that.
employee. I said, that's funny because on her W-2s it says she's Prime Inc.'s employee.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of those loopholes they get away with, and that's one of the worst things about Prime Inc., along with trainers having to pay the trainees and all that stuff. So, anyways, needless to say, she went lease next week because
Yeah.
so I'm gonna tell you how the medical side of that worked. So we have a family of 6, 2 adults, 4 children. My son's in the Navy, so he's doing his own thing. So we got 4 girls, me and Angel. We had the works, everything. With the major medical, they wanted us to pay 2 full deductibles, which is $12,000 a piece, at
Oh.
least twice that in a year. So if I broke my arm, okay, I would have to pay 12,000, and my wife would have to pay 12,000 for something else for her, and then we would also have to pay another initial 12,000 for the entire. No, excuse me. No, it's 30. No, okay, it was 6,000 for the deductibles and all the payments throughout the year. Okay, so it turned out to be like 40 something $1,000 before they
Now,
would cover 80%. Why would I spend that? I'm not going to spend 40 grand a year before somebody will possibly cover 80% and then be like, you know what, we're not going to cover it. Just to let you know, we're not. No, I'm not doing that.
nope, I'd rather just pay out of
Insurance,
pocket.
insurance is a scam. So my advice to you, John, unless you have some severe medical issues, stuff going on, your wife has some severe medical issues that haven't been documented yet. Everybody's situation is different. Okay, really outweigh your options first, because the money that we make here at Prime, I'd rather take $500 a week and put it up, and then that just be extra on the side. I'm not going to pay
Nope.
somebody 40 grand a year to tell me they're not going to cover what I've already paid. That's just nuts. So it's
Well,
not
yeah.
like car insurance where your car gets wrecked, you're covered, you just pay the $500 to $1,000 deductible when you're good. No, it's they have the full on choice whether they can cover you or not. So, John, hopefully that answers your question. But get in contact with Brandon Mallard. He's in the resources on the contacts, and he'll get you taken care of, brother. Let's see what Thunder says. It's all good. I've had issues trying to stream American Truck Sim on my old computer. Man, this is the first time I've ever had this kind of problem, man, doing the StreamYard and live stream. It's been ridiculous. Timothy Quinlan says, "Sup, buddy? I'm hanging out with my newborn daughter." Congratulations, Timothy. That's awesome, man. Heck yeah. Blue Star. Okay, Dale says it was Blue Star. Heck yeah. First Guard is truck insurance.
That's it,
I
Blue
thought,
Star.
I thought it was First Choice or First Health. I knew First Guard was truck insurance for the Ace leases guys, but I thought it was First Choice or First Health. I wasn't sure. Johnson, yeah, they brought them in when they cut us off the insurance. They brought them in. Let's see. What they offer now is not health insurance versus what Prime offers. I got you. I'd be honest with you, John. I'd just check the marketplace, man. If you're in dire need of insurance, just check the marketplace. Because I mean, it seems like I've had drivers be like, yeah, man, based on what I made last year, shoot, I got insurance like $500 a month for my whole family. I mean, I've heard that like over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for just me,
my
I
insurance
got.
for me.
Go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say. So I left Oakley and went to Opie's, and my insurance kicks in later this month. Or sorry, it kicks in the 1st of October. For me, my wife, and my 5-month-old daughter, it's going to cost me $144 a week. Now,
Yeah, I've heard it's not bad at all.
it's not the best insurance in the world, but I'm diabetic, so I have medicine costs and all that shit. But I did the math on it, and with the insurance that I had at Oakley, I paid more than that just for me. And I ended up dropping the insurance because what it cost me a year just in insurance premiums, I spent less than that with 4 doctor's visits a year, plus all my medicine and my lab work.
Right,
And
I got you.
So like I've got it for Casey and Scarlett just because Scarlett's still, pretty much a newborn.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
for sure.
wanted on her just in case and for Mama, but for me, I'm like I don't really give a shit. If I got to go to the hospital, you just send me a bill. I'll start paying whatever I can a month on the hospital bill and not even worry about it. My credit's already shit, so it doesn't matter. But like I'm like you, insurance is a scam. Like at my last job for me, my wife, and my daughter, it would have cost me $561 a month. Or sorry, $561. $361 every single week. No, that's
insane.
Right.
Yeah, and that was at
See,
the
for
insurance.
just me, with the stuff I got whenever I was lease op with Prime, I'm got health, vision, and $100,000 life insurance policy, and I'm paying $198 a month.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's not bad, especially with the life insurance policy thrown in there with it.
Yeah.
But
right, and that's what we had. We had
there's
all that stuff all tied up together. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that piece of metal was I just ran over.
Oh hell! Stop, check your tires.
Oh, it's
Wombat says
I'll
whatever you
stop.
guys do, stay away from their life insurance at Prime.
Yeah, it's a scam. Like
Yeah, Jeremy,
I've
just
got
by
it because
myself.
Scarlett's so little, but
It's Jeremy Griggs says just by myself, Blue Cross wanted $340 a week. It is crazy. It's ridiculous. It's freaking nuts, man. It's I can't believe. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Wombat says I spoke to the life insurance. I backed out the next day. The guy was my buddy until I told him I changed my mind. He said he gave me the dirtiest look, stone cold energy, like I kicked 7 puppies in the face.
Jesus.
Oh my God, that's the best analogy ever. Jesus. Yeah, not looking forward to paying my student for TNT at all. So King Chef, this is one of the things I want to talk about. And it's not even about that. Okay. So, for me, it's not about that. Okay. When I was training, I trained for my first 4.5 years here at Prime. That was just the understanding. Okay. That you were just understood. You understood you were going to have to pay the trainee or whatever. I disagree with it 100%. I spoke that in my last DAB meeting. I told Robert Lowe straight up. They had a couple of their higher ups stand up and say, "Hey, why is nobody training?" And I told them, I said, "Yeah, I let everybody say everything they wanted to say. I let them, they're all, oh, I'm uncomfortable. My life's in somebody else's hands. All this stuff, which all that is, it's fantastic information. Okay, it's fantastic viewpoints, fantastic comments.
And it's
But
valid
the
points.
number one reason that people don't train at Prime is because Prime preaches we're in this together. But when you tell a trainee or a student, hey, you have a guarantee no matter what, as long as you're available to drive. You could be in the sleeper, you could be in the chair, you could be sick and not be able to drive. As long as you're on that truck, you have a guarantee. And your operator that has been there for years, some guys have been here 20-something years, and they say, you don't have a guarantee. The only thing you're guaranteed to do is pay that guy's wage and possibly work harder to possibly make more money. That's not a fair trade-off in my eyes. Okay. And I know that I know I'm going to have people in the comments already. Well, you don't like it, don't work at Prime. I know there's a little bit of Trump in there. I don't know why, but that's not what I'm saying. Yes, if you don't like it, don't train. Okay, I got it. But everybody wants to make that extra money. And there are still people out there that want to give back to the industry. I hear a lot of old heads all the time, especially on the CB, you damn idiots, you dummies out here get a CDL in 30 days and you just come out here think you know everything, whatever. The problem is they're not thinking like, what happened to them back in the old days? Matt will tell you, Matt and Jacob both will tell you, they were on the farm. Like when they were kids, they jumped in trucks when they were 5, 6 years old, were driving them around the farm. Like that's how guys learned back then. They didn't have people teaching them, training them, nothing.
I only went to truck driving school to learn how to back up because you didn't back up in the bean field.
Literally the only thing I needed CDL school for was to learn the pre-trip so I can get my CDL.
And that, yeah.
There's my boy. What's up, buddy? Love you, man. Hope everything's going out there in San Diego, brother.
What's up, bro?
You're doing good, son. I love you, man. Proud of you, bud.
Go Navy.
Go Navy. Hoorah. Million Mama says, good to see you, brother. What's up, man? Good to see you. Got another Facebook user tuned in Huntsville, Alabama. What's going on, brother? Guys, if you guys are on Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to use your name, and I can know who I'm talking to. So really want to see you guys pop up in the chat here. And if you would, guys, I know you guys hear this on every single YouTube video. Please don't forget to like the video. It really helps me out, helps my channel, helps get this stuff out to other people, man. These lives are hard to get out to other people. So if you guys can like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Let's see.
That's one of the reasons I haven't done a live. The second is because whenever I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, I ain't got nothing on the mind but sleep.
Yeah, and that's where I've been, man. The last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I haven't done nothing, and it's just like it's a grind, out here. People look at us on these channels and stuff, and they're like, "Man, trucking's so easy. You just sit on your ass all day and you make money." Like, bro, this is, aside from being in the military, this is like the hardest position you could ever hold. I mean, in the United States of America, I mean, you sacrifice 168 hours a week of your life to be here, and I'm not complaining. I knew what I signed up for, but I wanted to let everybody else know you have to put that into perspective. Like, you can say, well, I can go to a warehouse and I can make $25 an hour, but I can only work less than 40 hours. They won't work me full time. Okay. So, you can do the math, $20 an hour times, say 30 hours, $600. Okay. When you come out here, you have the possibility to make, just in training, 900 plus, just in training before taxes. So let that sink in. And that's all gravy with everybody until they start realizing what the trainers can possibly make and the solo guys that are lease are making. Next thing you know, it's a whole big controversy thing. And then you have blow-ups in the cab, and it turns into a nightmare. And this is one of the big things that came about with the training issue, was how trainees act with trainers and how trainers treat trainees. It's a big deal. It really is. And that's what one of my last training videos was about when my daughter was filming in the cab, was just telling you guys, be open-minded. Remember, during your training period, that's your job application. That's what it is. You're not, even though you're hired, you can easily let go, like in a heartbeat. Like one mess up, you're gone. You drop a trailer on a yard, you're gone. You roll a truck, you're gone. You freaking.
Like that one chick that was on my truck, my first student. I'm pretty sure she got shit canned because she almost rolled my truck and then had an attitude about it whenever I told her how to correct that.
Right. Yeah, man, it's a big thing, man. It really is. Mombat says every type of insurance is a racket, complete racket scam, all of it. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, big pharma's a scam, big medical's a scam. It's all a scam. Insurance just falls up under that category. Would someone please shut up the mud duck? I've been hearing him all day in Florida and now in Savannah. Man, you know what, Dale? I keep my receiving frequency, my squelch, receiving frequency down, squelch all the way up. No, I don't have to hear that guy. I cannot stand that guy. Somebody get him a wife, a girlfriend.
He would still not shut up on the CB. He'd have her on the CB.
Dude, get him out of the basement. This guy's so annoying. All he talks about screwdriver jockeys all day long. You got to watch them, screwdriver jockeys. They'll get you. No idiots, screwdriver jockeys. I'm so sick of hearing that.
I'm surprised you can understand him because all I hear is just him fucking deep throating his damn microphone.
I know. It sounds
the dude's chewing on the fucking mic. I mean, I've been doing radio for 30 years. I can't understand what the hell he's saying.
Yeah, all I hear is highways and byways.
Yep. Trucking along. Kirsty says, "Hey, skater and all. What's up, girl? Hadn't seen you in a while. How you been doing?"
Hey, Kirsten.
Let's see. Marito says, "What do you think about the health insurance that Prime offers lease operators at the Campus Inn?" I just talked about it, man. If you're a single person, all right, and you are looking for like a life insurance thing, something to cover you just in case you're looking for dental, vision, stuff like that, it's good. Okay. The medical part of it is not good. Like I'm telling you, it's not. Don't even worry about it. You want to get the accessories to the insurance side, That's fine. But the medical, no, don't even try. Thunder says that's part of why I didn't train. So that's exactly what I was getting back to, guys. Is so when I stood up and I told him, I said, look, I wasn't even gonna raise my hand. I wasn't gonna say anything. Kirsty was actually in this meeting with me. She was sitting right in front of me when I said all this, and I told him, I said the reason that your lease ops won't train, you don't see old trainers and new trainers coming forward and coming back, is because Prime says, hey, we skin in the game together, but you don't. When you tell the operator, hey, you're responsible for the wages, you're responsible if that driver has a claim on that load, you're responsible if they roll your truck, if they total your truck, and you are like 2 months away from paying that lease off, finishing it, getting all your money back that you've invested and the money that Prime's invested with you back, you're just out of it. There is no guarantee that you can keep it. Not to mention the life factor. You got somebody you don't even know 9 times out of 10 in the cab that could kill you while you sleep.
Yeah.
So the reason I told Rob, I said, look, what we need to do, I said, I know this sounds crazy because it's completely against everything that Prime's done. I understand it. But if Prime would do one of two things or both, offer a minimum guarantee for their trainers, say $9K a week minimum, okay, $9K, all right, for a team truck. That is not unfathomable in today's market as far as team training goes and team run and expedited freight goes. And you tell your driver, say, hey, look, you split that wage in half. Prime will pay half and you pay half. You will see guys flock back to training.
I'll come back and start training.
You will see them because you're instilling that trust and that security back in your operator to put them back in that seat, back in that position. You will see guys do that. And what we need is those quality trainers. We don't have the same thing with the driver shortage. Everybody talks about driver shortage. We don't have a driver shortage, guys. We have a quality driver shortage. I'll preach this till the day I die. I'm sitting in a parking lot right now. It's like, what, 9:30, 9:12. There's not a parking spot anywhere in this parking lot you can go to and get a parking spot at all. We do not have a driver shortage. I promise you. Like, how many of you run for Prime or any other company and you sit for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes waiting on a load right now with the way the market is?
Yeah.
I mean, you can. It's easy to do that right now because we have so many drivers and so little freight. And the thing that I've been noticing too with Prime and stuff, we've been to several shippers and receivers, and shippers will say, "Man, you guys should have been here 2 days ago to get this load." And I'm like, "Man, I wish I would have had the dispatch 2 days ago because I'd have been here 3 days ago." Like I don't know what I can do, and I've had them say, "Hey, reach out to Prime, please tell them we need to move this freight. Well, I got 4 trailers that have been loaded since yesterday. We need to get them out of here." I don't know what's going on, guys, and if you're experiencing this with me, some of this stuff, like I said, Prime's done a great job at keeping us profitable while we're moving. I'm not complaining for all the Kool-Aid drinkers out there. I'm not complaining. I'm stating the facts. I want you guys to understand that 100%. But something's going on. It's a little bit deeper than just the market right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we've got a glitch in the sales department. I don't know if we've got a glitch in planning. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen this stuff. I mean, over and over and over and over and over again. And then just to sit there and wait for 3 or 4 hours for a load, and then get to that shipper and be like, "Hey man, you guys should have been here 2 days ago. Where have you been?" Like I had the dispatch 2 days ago. I was like, "Oh man, I was in Hawaii, bro. Missed my plane. Sorry, man. I don't know what happened, dude. I should have. You're right. I should have been." No, we had no idea about the load. We literally, and as a team truck, and a lot of you guys know, as a team truck, when you guys get that load, you're gone. Like it's over with. So we're gonna have a couple videos coming out here soon about how to be proactive in the way the market is right now, what your best bet to do is in your downtime, the things you should be doing in your downtime, planning ahead. Because guys, right now is not the time to dilly-dally. I can go and tell you, if you have so say for instance, right now I have to pick up in the morning and I have to deliver, okay, tomorrow. Okay, I'm not saying where I'm picking up, anything, but I went ahead and got the trailer cleaned out, got it full, pulled my truck up, got the load locks in the back that the shipper requires. I've already got my lock on the back of my trailer. It's ready to go. The presets are set on the reefer. All you got to do is hit the on button. That is it. Like, guys, be proactive in what you're doing right now. Don't waste time. If you have windows that say, hey, you can drop from 8 a.m. to midnight, you best believe you better be there at 8 a.m. If it's not a Walmart OTR,
without a doubt,
there at 8 a.m. You should be reaching out. I don't care what Prime says about don't call the customers. You call those customers.
Yep.
Guys, you reach out to those customers. You're being proactive. You're representing Prime, and you're doing a good job by doing that. Hey, Hey, I'm an hour out. I can be there in an hour and a half, whatever. Will you guys take me? Like, guys, there's nothing wrong with being communicative. I don't care what anybody says, and you guys, whoever's in the chat can put me on blast all you want, but that's the truth. Guys, when it comes down to it, you need to represent this company the best you can and get what you can for yourself. Because that's what it's all about out here. You're out here to make money. You're not out here to sit. You're not out here to play games. So be proactive in everything that you do and think ahead. Like, oh man, I've got a 6 hour window. I need to get a shower. I need to fill up. I need to do this. I need to do that. Get all that knocked out and then be lazy. Then kind of mess off. We'll do whatever you're going to do. Don't do it on the front end because you never know, something could happen. Trailer failure, truck failure, weather, something could happen with your load. You never know, guys. Be proactive on the front end, not the back end. Always be efficient, be consistent. That's what's going to make you the most money right now in this market. This market is not anything to play with, guys. I can tell you. A lot of people say, well, should I come into trucking right now? Yes, you should. If you can make it during this, you can make it during any time in trucking. Okay.
Thank you.
And Prime is a good company to start off with because they have that safety net. I'm not, let's see, Wombat says why people don't train is because running team trucks, we're making money. What we should be making solo, period. A solo driver should be making what Prime pays team trucks. Wombats, I'll tell you this. I can't totally agree with that, but I can tell you this. Everybody should be making as much as they possibly can. I'll put it to you that way. I truly believe that there should not be a solo driver on this planet that is OTR that makes less than $2,500 a week. I don't care if you're company or lease. You shouldn't be making less than $2,500 a week. Teams shouldn't be making less than $5,000 a week take home. So
yeah, I don't think that.
I don't care what anybody says, but you should be. That's what I'm saying. You're dedicating 168 hours of your life away from everything. And then the way the inflation setup is, it'll cost you, it could be up to $400 depending on how you live. $400 to live out here. It's insane. It's nuts. So you're talking about being away from your family all week long, even if you get to go home for a 34, being away from your family for 5 straight days, sometimes 6, and bringing home like $1,500, $1,300 before taxes. If you're an independent contractor, after taxes, you can go ahead and count on 15% of that easily being taken. You're putting less than $1,000 in the bank. There's no point in that. I mean, it's just like,
I agree.
It makes no sense.
It's ridiculous.
But Wombats, that was something that came up in the meeting with Rob when he said, Rob actually stood up and he said, hey man, when I said, hey, we should offer our operators a guarantee and we should split the cost, the wage cost with the trainees with Prime. And he got up and he wasn't happy about that. He says, that's BS. It's a numbers game. Just give me a number. And I asked him, I said, Rob, what's my life worth to you? What am I worth to you as an operator? And I could never get an answer. So I'm not saying anything about, to me, I'm worth $1 billion a week. Okay. Right. To you, you're worth $1 billion a week, but obviously that's unreasonable. Okay. As far as the way the market goes and everything. So it's kind of a facetious question. I know, but my point being was you can't put a dollar on somebody's life. You can't put a dollar on the experience that somebody's giving you other than just trying to find some kind of balance. Okay. To where you can keep your guys in that truck training and you can keep your trainees with something to look forward to. Like, and that's what that would do. That would reinstill, that minimum guarantee for the operator, and that wage split would be a huge trust factor given back to the operators and the trainees. They'd be like, hey man, this will reinstill like the faith back in Prime that these guys have. Because you'll hear all the time, we make good money here at Prime, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of things that, like, I have people, you guys call me all the time, man. Guys reach out to me all the time. Man, I want to know the truth about Prime. I want to know the truth about Prime. I was like, well, the truth about Prime is it's not a perfect company. Okay? No company is. The perfect company is the one that works best for you. And until you take that leap of faith and jump in, you're not going to know what the perfect company is. Now, I can tell you this. If you're just getting started, you should probably be here at Prime. Because the training program is one of the best, if not the best, in the nation. And the safety net. I mean, you guys can go straight lease out of the gate if you want to and learn the business side of it and everything. You're going to stumble. You're going to have to crawl before you walk, before you run. You guys have to keep an open mind about that. It's not going to be instantaneously out the gate. I'm making $3,000 a week average. You guys are going to have to find your method. You're going to have to hone your skills. That's what Prime has all these classes for and this information. They put out staples on the app. I mean, it's constant information. There's so much information out here, guys. We could talk, like I say all the time, we could talk about this for 10 hours straight and never get 1% out.
I'll be the first one to admit, I mean, Will, you know this, I didn't come to Prime until I've been driving for over 15 years. And it was one of those things like, I swore I'd never go back to a training company. I will freely admit that I was wrong on that opinion. And when I came to Prime, we were there for just right at a year till my wife got pregnant. Completely changed my entire viewpoint on the company.
Right.
Simply because, everybody says, oh, you're just a number. You're just a number. I've dealt with that my whole career. Prime was one of the few years that actually made me feel like a person. And their training and safety and everything else, so it's top notch. I have no problems. Try to look at it from the viewpoint of a new person in the industry. Prime would be the perfect company to go work for to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, and it could possibly grow into something more, but that's up to you guys. That's up to whatever your goals are in this industry for your trucking adventure, whatever your trucking journey, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not advocating for you guys to come to Prime and be 20-year drivers. They have the capacity for you to do that, yes. I'm advocating for you guys, if you're not, I'm telling you what, I got my CDL from a tech school. And I wish, after holding a CDL for 2 years, coming into Prime thinking I know everything, I don't need any training. I'm telling you guys firsthand experience, I wish I'd have came to Prime. Okay? And I'm telling you this right now, that driver code means nothing to me. Don't use my driver code. Use somebody else's driver code for referral. I don't care. I truly believe Prime is going to give you your best foot forward in that industry. Okay? They're going to give you the best safety net in the industry, in the trucking industry right now, especially with the way the market is. Now, as far as the training goes, I can't tell you how many times on these Facebook groups, every single week, I hear about these guys, man, my trainee made more than me this week. I'm not doing this no more. And that's why. This is where I was talking about there's something deeper than just what's going on in the market right now. Prime's got to take a look and say, okay, we're asking these guys to do this service for us. We're asking them to condition these guys to get them ready for their own truck. We need to be on point and making sure that they are making revenue no matter what. Because what's the number one thing that everybody hates about Prime as an independent contractor? No load board, no load choice, nothing. You don't have a choice in it. The load choice system is 2-3 shot pulls. If there's nothing on there in them 2 pulls, you gotta rely on sales. They depict everything. So without any information at hand, without any control of the information that you don't have at hand, what happens? It's hard to make a good business decision. So your money is in the hands of somebody else. So that being said, I feel like Prime should say, hey, look, these guys are training. They're doing what we need to do. There's good, safe operators. We need to make sure they're taken care of. Because too often times than not, if you're on Facebook and you're on these social media sites, all you hear about is, man, I only made $800 this week gross. My trainee made $900 gross. Ran all week long, ran 5,000 miles. We had this happen. I mean, it's just too much risk for them right now. They're not running it.
I agree with you, Will. That's one of the reasons I stopped training was all the fucking liability. I'm trying not to cuss here, but all the liability that Prime would put on us, and it would literally help out with nothing.
Right.
And whenever that trainee almost rolled my truck and then had an attitude about it, safety tried to act like it was no big deal, but screw every bit of what they said. I kicked her off my truck. And then my dispatcher had called me, because I had to, obviously, I was not going to go back to bed after she pulled a move like that. So I stayed up for the entirety of her 11-hour shift after I burnt my whole 11-hour shift and 14-hour clock. Dropped her off and then had to run 9.5 hours so I could make the load on time because we had an unexpected 400-mile detour to go drop her off.
Right.
My dispatcher called and said, hey, question about your trainee yesterday. Did you yell at her? And of course I was like, yes, I did. And I'm going to tell you why. So I explained him the whole situation from the moment she got on the truck till the day she got off the truck. He said, oh shit, Yeah, I'm gonna call you back because we got to get more people involved, and I never heard back from him about the student. So either I'm thinking she either got shit canned or she quit. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Peach Fuzz, you got some background noise in your mic there, bud.
Yeah, somebody does.
It's probably because my truck's running. One sec.
I got you. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're a male and you're training in prime, do yourself a favor and do not train females. Okay, same thing.
That was the first and only female I have ever trained. After that, I told Justin, my fleet manager, I said, "Don't give me any more females."
Same thing.
I'm not going to do
saying
it.
the same thing with females. Don't train any males. Okay, unless it's your brother, your husband, your some kind of in-law, your dad, whatever. Don't train any males. You guys are putting yourselves in a situation you can't get out of. Okay,
Exactly.
you have no idea what type of things people, I mean, they just stir up in their head, like, how can I get over on this person? What can I, you do one thing wrong to make that trainee upset at you, and they're gonna be like, you know what? I can really stiff them over right now. I'm gonna take care of this. Don't worry about it. And they start claiming all kinds of false, accusations and all stuff. Put yourself out of that situation. Don't even do it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it at all.
Exactly. That's
My
the
background
main
noise.
reason I stopped training females was that move right there that she pulled, and I didn't know what kind of BS she was going to start with safety and the fleet manager and all that. I didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah, I literally talked to my dad about that today because I'm wanting to start getting into training, and it's just like, I mean, as a man, you got a woman on the truck. There's so many things you just can't do, you can't say.
Right.
It's like you just, it's not as comfortable.
You're basically walking on eggshells in your own home.
Yeah, and same thing the other way around. I mean, just easier.
But same thing, like with the women, like, I mean, Kirsty trains. I mean, I could imagine, like, my wife. If my wife was out here in a truck by herself, she would be, if she wanted to train, she'd be training females. There's no way I would trust another man in the cab with my wife.
Oh,
Okay?
hell no.
There's no way, because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, that woman's my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So something happens to her, something's gonna happen to somebody else.
Exactly.
I'm not playing. And no woman should be put in that situation where they have to be in an 8x8 box with another man that they don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you, there's some hoes out here. All right, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all might be in the chat right now. Y'all some hoes. Okay, and you're gonna be a hoe. That's on you. Whatever happens to a hoe, that's a hoe's business. But that's on y'all. I mean, if you're gonna act like a hoe, you're gonna get treated like a hoe. That's all I'm saying. So they're just, you want to be treated like respect, act like you want to be treated like respect. But Dale says he's loud and clear on my radio. Highways and byways. Dale says window lickers.
Oh, mud ducks.
Do you have the?
I got off the mini fleet going back to PSD instruction. I remember you said the liability issue, they didn't get it. Yeah, Kirsty, it's unfortunately it's a lot. It's a financial liability. It's a load liability. It's damage liability, customer liability. I mean, and people have problems. It seems like now it's like a lot of people have problems just understanding that, hey, this is a business. You're driving a truck, but I mean, this is still a business. Get out, look halfway decent, look halfway professional. You get out as a trainer. I've seen trainers get out, in flip flops and an old dirty wife beater, and like you just look like you're rolled out from under Oscar the Grouch's trash can, and you got your trainee come on, man, stand for something.
Then some of the trainers that keep their truck with trainees on them in an absolute disaster.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
See, whenever I was training because I only trained on the reefer side, because I'll give Dale props because he trains on the flatbed side. I don't have it in me. I don't want to deal with all that. I tell all my friends that if they need help with securement, if they're new in the industry, call me. I can give you pointers. But as far as for being a TNT trainer on flatbed, I'm not going to do it. So with the first student, after she got kicked off in 2.5 weeks, my second student, I only had him for a few weeks because he was like halfway through his training. But my last student, I did him from start to finish. If we're sitting in a dock for more than an hour and a half, I'm pulling out all my cleaning supplies from my cabinet that I kept it in, and I'm on all fours, hands and knees, scrubbing the floor, wiping down the dash, wiping down the walls, everything. My truck stayed absolutely immaculate while I was training on the reefer side. And, you know, with him, it only took but 1 or 2 times. Thank you, sir. It only took but 1 or 2 times of us being stuck in a dock that as soon as he sees me go for that cabinet, he's going in the same cabinet, pulling stuff out and helping me clean. Like, I never once asked him to because it's not his job to clean my truck. It's just the way I feel about it. You know, I'm not going to ask someone else to help me clean my truck if it's not their job. You know, I'm paying for the truck. My name's on it. I'm a cleaner.
Right.
I started, you know, I forgot. I think we were somewhere in Wyoming at a Walmart. Sitting in the dock for an hour and a half. I pulled out my cleaning stuff. I went to town. What you want me to start cleaning? You ain't got to do nothing. Yeah, but I'm bored too. I want to clean something.
And I think a lot of derogatory, you know, feelings about how people depict and judge trainers and trainees. We're not. You have, like I said, this comes back to keep an open mind. You're not perfect. You're human. Okay,
Right.
We understand that, but there's got to be a level of consistency in how you treat people, how you act towards people, how you present yourself to people, how you represent this company, how you represent this truck that you're in. I mean, how important is it to you? Especially when you're teaching another person this lifestyle. You're not just teaching them how to drive. I don't care what anybody says. You're teaching them a lifestyle. Like, man, you know, like what the last thing I want to hear is like somebody coming in. Like if I own this company, the last thing I want to hear is one of my trainees coming in like, "Hey, Rob Lowe, man, I'm so happy to see you. And I just want to let you know, man, my trainer had 50 piss jugs in his truck, and he never took a shower, but like once a month. And yeah, he cussed at me and screamed at me all the time. And it was a really miserable experience, but I'm really looking forward to the next step." The last thing I want to hear from one of my brand new recruits. You know, I don't want to hear that. You know, we pushed that for a long time in the DAB group is hold trainers accountable. Just like you hold trainees accountable, hold trainers accountable. Okay. Do a spot inspection. They come in once every 6 months. Hey man, if you're cool with it, you're training, right? Yep. You mind us taking a look in the cab, checking everything out, see what's going on, what kind of condition you guys in. You know, let's take a look at the overall look at the truck. You know, you have to do that to pass your training class anyways. They have to go in and check your inspection of your truck and everything. Why is that not done on a year? Why is there not a yearly review? You know what I'm saying? Why do we not have a yearly review on trainers and instructors? Like, dude, just because you did the class one time does not mean you're grandfathered in, me included. I have not trained a student in things. You're my last, right? On reefer? I haven't trained anybody in like almost 2 years. You best well believe I am expecting to have to go back through that class. 100%. I mean, I expect for everybody else to be going back through it, or at least a review once a year. It makes no sense why we don't do that.
Yeah. Well, and another thing that I feel like has, I don't want to say like has become an issue, but I feel like a lot of people have gotten too convinced of the fact that you have to get along perfectly with whoever you're on the truck with, you know, like,
yeah, exactly.
You and I got along great, Will, you know, Dale and I got along really well. I got along with my other TNT trainer when I was flatbed, you know, right. I don't really talk to him no more, but that's a whole different thing. But we were good buddies. We still talk quite a bit, but it's like a lot of people, one thing pops up and it's immediately, they're making shit up to get off the truck.
Yeah.
It's oh, my trainer, he tried to beat me yesterday because, I didn't want to do this. And, in reality, it's like the guy just wanted to, shut up or talk, just speak quieter when he's on the phone or something.
Right. And Dale,
it's like,
Dale can attest to that too, man. Training flatbed is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Okay. Yeah. Any company, because you got people that look at, like, say they'll look at my photos or Dale's photos. Man, that looks cool. I like the way that load looks. That's so neat. Man, look how that tarp looks. I want to do that. And then they get out there, and there's a bunch of factors at play. Okay, first of all, is all the gear. We carry so much gear, it's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah. Next thing you know is the actual manual work involved in it. Then you have instances where you're tarping an 8-foot tall Charlotte pipe load or 8-foot insulation load. Yeah, you got to get on top of that trailer. People freak out. They freak out, and then like, well, you know what? My trainer, he smokes and I don't like smoking, so I want to go reefer. No, be a man and say, hey, I'm too much of a wuss to do this. It's not for me. Let your trainer know up front, like, hey man, I'm so sorry, I can't do this anymore. You guys work something out. Don't go throw your guy up under the bus because you can't hang.
Yeah, I mean, when I wanted to switch from flatbed to reefer, I just, called my fleet manager, said, "Hey, look, man, I'm not going for this. I'm not doing this anymore."
Right.
And that was it. It wasn't, man, my trainer said it was going to be like this, and it's not like that. None of that. It's like, it was just.
I wish I'd have got that call. Man, I wish.
Oh, man. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like I just called my fleet manager and said, "Hey, look, man, I'm bitching out. This isn't for me." I was like, this is not something I can do for a long time. I thought it was. It's not. Oh, well. It's like, just own up to that shit. Nobody cares. It's like I switched from flatbed to reefer, and nobody cared. Nobody noticed.
Yeah, see, like whenever I went from company flatbed to lease on the reefer side, I talked with the head of the flatbed department, the head of the reefer department. They asked, "Why you want to switch?" Looking for something different. I did reefer for a whole year, and then I went back to flatbed. Why you want to go back to flatbed? I'm ADHD as shit. I can't take all the sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I freaking, I got a call from my, my fleet manager at the time, and the head of TNT, because they made me do more TNT, and they called me like, what's going on? Is like an issue with training? I was like, dude, I've been out of TNT for 3 months. How is it? How could you construe that as an issue with training? I just don't like doing this.
Right.
So it was like, would you rather have me quit in a month or stay for another few years in a different division?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
and that's fine. And in all my years of training, I had one guy. Okay, like James, you stuck it out through the entire time. I had plenty of guys stick it out, but I had one guy that was honest with me, and he was a little young guy. What the heck was his name? He was out of Alabama. He was just turned 21, just got his permit, and the whole reason he told me when he got in the truck, he said, "Man, the only reason I'm doing this is I want to be a lineman driver. I want to drive a lineman truck back home." And I'm like, "Okay, I got you." He's like, "I'm doing flatbed so I can learn some kind of securement stuff because I know sometimes we have to secure things on trailers." He's like, "But other than that, that's the only reason I'm doing it." He was up front. And I said, "Cool, man, rock on." I said, "Well, I'll get you where you need to go. You just tell me if there's something I'm doing wrong that you don't like, and we'll work it out." We didn't get 2 days into him training, bro. We're on our second load. We're up in Montana, and I had stopped. We couldn't deliver until I think like Monday morning. We were there like Sunday night. And he looks over at me and he comes up and he sits in the seat and he looks at me, he's like, "Will, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man. No, what's up?" And I'm doing paperwork and whatever. And he says, "Man, this ain't for me." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Just flatbed." He said, this OTR life, the flatbed, he said, "It's just not for me." And I said, "Well, is there something I could talk to you about? Maybe kind of get you on the fence about something?" Or he's like, "No, man." He said, I wish there was." He says, "But you told me to be honest with you, and I'm being honest with you." I said, "Yeah, 100%, dude." I said, I'm not upset with you at all. Like, I'm not mad. I'm rather you be honest with me like that. That way I can plan ahead. I said, "Dude, will you just do me one favor?" Because I know he wanted to get off the truck ASAP. I said, "Will you just let me get somebody else lined up? I'll get you where you need to go. That way I can swing through and pick them up." And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." He said, "I'll hang out with you until then." Like 2 days later, I got him home and got back my new guy, and I kept rolling. Like, if trainees would just be that way, if they would just be honest and say, "Hey, man, this ain't for me," I would, every single one that quit on me, I would be like, "No problem, bro. Let me get you where you need to go. Let me get my side lined up. I'll get your side lined up. We'll get you there." But they don't. They want to turn around and 9 times out of 10, they want to make up some kind of false accusations about something, turn around and throw a trainer up under the bus that's done nothing but tried to help them. Because there are good ones out there. They're not all bad trainers. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I did my very best to be one of those guys, to be a good trainer, and I grew every single trainee. I got better every single trainee. So the next guy always got a better version of me. But I wasn't perfect by any means. And I told my guys up front, like, "Hey, I don't know everything. If I don't know it, we'll find out together. If there's something I'm doing wrong that you don't like, let me know." Like, it's like, we're human beings. We're adults. Like,
when I got off your truck after you trained me, I think I did like 19,000 miles on your truck flatbed, right? And then I had to get you dumped me in Springfield very unceremoniously.
I didn't dump you in Springfield. You had a medical appointment. little ass.
But I had to get off your truck, and then I got my second trainer's truck. The whole time I was on his truck, I only had 12,000 miles to do. I was on his truck for like 3 weeks. The whole time I was on there, he just kept talking about how easy it was because he didn't have to teach me anything. Because I gotten off your truck, and I already got a pretty thorough education by then. So I got on his truck, and he was like, man, I don't know who your last trainer was, but I don't know, shake that guy's hand or something. he was like, it's probably the easiest time I'm ever gonna have while I'm training.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I was really happy to hear that, because I felt the same way. I felt like I got a really good, pretty quality experience.
Well, and the thing about it, that's the
my trainer did this.
Go ahead. Sorry. What?
But I hear all these people that are like, my trainer did this, my trainer did that, and I just jumped off my trainer's truck in the middle of the night and let them at a truck stop because he looked at me funny. Man, I was like, what is wrong with you people? You can't just keep your eye on the prize for 5 minutes. It's like, the point isn't to have the best friend in the world on the truck with you. The point is to get through training and then get your own truck.
Exactly.
It's like, I didn't love my second trainer. We got along, but he just talked about some pretty weird shit. I didn't care. I just went to bed, woke up, drove, went to bed, woke up, drove, and then 3 weeks later I was done. It's like, you don't have to be best friends. It works out better if you are.
And see, I agree with that, but at the same time, you don't want to be in an 8x8 box with someone that you're butting heads with 13 times a day.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. If you just hate each other, you just cannot coexist. That's one thing. But it's like, there's people that, one minor thing happens, they jump off the truck immediately, make a whole bunch of shit up.
Exactly.
Right. I've had several trainees do that. Just out of the blue, just, hey man, and then you get back to the terminal. I got my fleet manager calling me like, this guy says that this happened and this. I was like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, what's he? Is he quitting prime or is he going reefer? He's like, well, he's going reefer. I said, well, that right there should tell you something. Like, come on, man. Like, put 2 and 2 together.
Exactly. But I'm not trying to take up for nobody here, but whenever the higher ups at Prime get wind of something like that, I would imagine they have some kind of protocol that they have to go through, which entails calling the trainer and getting their side of the story.
Yeah.
No, I get all that, but my thing is just taking one side over the other first is like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
It should be situational,
Like whenever my student, that first one, whenever she got off the truck, she called the fleet manager, told her I was cussing at her, and damn right I cussed at her, because whenever I told her, whenever you see a sharp curve coming up, slow down, hit the brakes, hit the curve at about 5 to 10 under what it's rated for, and you're not going to have that. And I told her what happens during a stability control critical. That's effing BS. I've taken turns fast like that before. You know what? F it. I don't give a damn.
Right.
All right. You set your effing cruise at 55. Not a mile an hour faster. I'm going to be effing watching. Granted, there was a lot of profanity flying, but that's just a toned down version of it. And she did her 55 miles an hour from somewhere in Kentucky all the way to Nashville. And then the next day, I got a phone call from my dispatcher as I'm pulling into my rest area to take my 10-hour break after staying up for 30 hours. And then had that whole spiel happen, he said he's going to call me back because we got to get more people involved, and I never heard another word about it.
Yep. Let's get to some of these comments. So Lex says, Lex the lady trucker, what's going on, Lex? She says, I hate when you get to your load, it's canceled. They won't give you another load from the same shipper. Lex, we actually were talking about this earlier. I was talking about this with another driver, and crazy because when we start talking about how Prime dictates, what we haul and where we go, you can say no, but you can't choose. Like, you can make a request, but you may or may not get it. So we talked about it with another driver today, and he was actually one of my trainees. I called to wish him happy birthday. So Josh, if you're watching, happy birthday, buddy. But we were talking, and I said, what's so wild? It's like when you drop in an area and we know as drivers, okay, we know where we're at. We know once you start learning the lanes, like, okay, this shipper's down here 100 miles away, I can go get this. This shipper's 50 miles away, I can go get this. And you know what they pay. But you end up deadheading 250 miles in the opposite direction. And you're going that way and you see another truck coming the opposite way. It's like, why would we not be efficient? Why would we not just say, okay, you dropped here. How about this load? I got this load's been here for a day and a half, waiting to be picked up. Let's go ahead and get it moved. like, because this customer needs it gone. Instead of deadheading drivers 250 miles away, like you said, they won't give you another load from that same shipper. It makes absolutely no sense. The number one thing in logistics, people, is you got to remember, it's not logical. Never is, and never will be, because the industry is run by people who have 99% of these people that run this industry have never driven a truck. They have absolutely no idea what it's like, what this lifestyle is like, and what you go through out here on the road. So this is part of keeping that open mind.
Well, the only thing they're paid to care about is the company's bottom line.
Exactly.
And even then, it's like, all they need to do is keep their drivers quiet, not even really happy. It's like, as long as nobody's complaining, everything's sunny, sunshine and rainbows.
Well, and that's what I said. When we talk about the trainees being honest with the trainers and the trainers being honest with trainees, if we got the utmost honesty and most information we could get from Prime, we would be able to make a good decision for our business, a good decision for Prime and its customers. But without that information, it's almost impossible. Like, I had an instance last week. I got offered a load to go, as a little short hop to go somewhere. And they said, well, sales will get you on the back end. And I said, okay. I said, well, what's the back end? I said, because I don't want to know what demon I'm about to hop on and ride before I ride it,
Yeah.
And they said, I said, just tell me what the back end plan is. I said, and we'll go from there. They immediately ripped the load away from me.
Yeah, you called their bluff.
Just snatched the load.
Yeah.
But I just asked a question. I said, look, I don't like that. I said, I don't like that load, but I'm going to entertain the idea. What's the back end plan?
Yeah.
And I couldn't get an answer.
Yeah, so hey, I'm on board with that plan. Just tell me what it is first.
Exactly. Without the honesty and the upfrontness, your operators are not going to trust you. They're not going to say, all the time, like, okay, well, they know what's best for me. No, because like you said, it feels like they're just looking out for that bottom line sometimes. And that's why a lot of operators have that issue. Let's see. Timothy Quinlan says, if you're on time, you're late. Yep. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. 100%.
And if you're
late, early unless told otherwise.
Sometimes Trucker Will said, oh, by the way, Trucker Will, what's going on? He said his first comment was, this is Trucker Will, and this is 100% correct. I appreciate it, Trucker Will. What's going on, brother? He's got a little YouTube channel. You guys go check it out, see what he's all about. Trucker Will says, you have to do what others won't. Sometimes, but not always. And you're not, I don't like being made to or forced to. So Dale's talking about being proactive. He says, I'm not supposed to pick this load up tomorrow and deliver Friday. I'm picking it up tonight and delivering Thursday. That's what I'm talking about, man. Get at it. Get at it. Guys, think for yourselves, man. Make your money. Don't wait on somebody to tell you when you can and can't move. Fearless Fly says, yes, we experienced a glitch in sales while in transit from Florida to California. Had to wait from Monday till yesterday to try to deliver. Receiver said our load got canceled. See, this is lack of communication. This is the communication issue I'm seeing right now. What's been going on with this communication? It's been a big deal.
Oh, dude, I had to drop a load in Denver a little while ago at the drop yard there because I picked it up. I forget where, but I pulled it up to that. I believe it was a McLean, something like that. It was some kind of grocery warehouse north of Denver. I get up there, I find out my load's not scheduled to be there for another week.
Oh no.
My God! Wow.
I was like, bro, it's Thursday. Like, I just started my week, and this is happening. I was like, everything was going great. It was a pretty late appointment, but I was like, whatever. They told me I could just, once I get the dog, I can go to sleep. They'll wake me up in the morning. I was like, cool. And then they, dog calls back. They're like, hey, yeah, that's not supposed to be here till, literally the following Thursday.
Yeah.
So not only did I not get paid for that load that week, it then, blew 2 days off my payroll because, that was Thursday night, and then it was midday Friday before we got it figured out. And then I didn't get a chance to fuel the reefer before I dropped it, so I was nervous as hell. Knowing I dropped that reefer running on 35 degrees, it was going to sit there for a week. I left it with 5/8 of a tank. I was nervous as hell that something was going to happen. I was going to take the blame for it, but it was ridiculous. I've had that happen.
Well, that's why that communication on our end as operators is so important. So, guys, if you're dealing with issues like James had, make sure you document everything that you know about that situation on that QC or on that app. That way, you can easily pull that back up. Say, hey, man, look, you guys see my arrival was here. 2 minutes later, I messaged you this once I found out this information. Then you guys had me sitting for 12 hours waiting to give me some kind of update. It's not my fault. Like, guys, don't get, and a lot of times you will get paid back on things like that when you're stuck for no reason.
Yeah.
Prime will obligate to bill that customer and pay you back that money that you're losing sitting there. It might not be every bit of it, but I mean, it'll be something. You're not just sitting out on a ledge for nothing. Eddie
all they
Blake
can tell
says,
me.
Go ahead, James.
I was gonna say all they can tell me was just head to the drop yard. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's obviously your thumbs are in the air, your hands are in the air. Like, what in the world,
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I drove all day to get here. I'm ready to go to bed. I need to get paid here.
Right. Eddie says, I've been watching several prime drivers on YouTube and going to stay where I'm at. We're in North Carolina, California, reefer freight, 4-day trips, off 3 days, grossing over $1,600 a week team. I hope that's $1,600 a week per driver. Eddie, if you're getting 2 days off at the house, man, that's good. And guys, I will tell you this about Eddie's situation. Some of you are going to look at that and be like, man, that's garbage. That's trash what he's making. That's ridiculous running a team. Eddie, if it's meeting your expectations, it's paying your bills, and you're happy with that, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Don't let anybody tell you you're garbage. That's one thing I can tell you guys. Stop chasing money. Chase your goals. Set goals when you come into this industry. A 1 year, a 5 year, a 10-year goal. Stop chasing just the money. Just chase your goals for once. And you'll start. The money's going to come. Chase your goals. So if it's fitting,
attest to that one.
if it's fitting you, then it's working out. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You don't never gauge your success based on what somebody else thinks or what they're doing, ever. Dale says, I'm sitting at the 01 waiting to load. Dang straight. That's what I'm talking about. Wombat says, for the amount of responsibility we had, I'm trying to figure out what comment that was. Oh, okay. He's got it down here. Hold on. For the amount of responsibility we have, everything you spoke on, like truck and payments, it's not worth what Prime offers, just contract freight. They must do better than just proposing us loads. Well, that's the thing, Wombats. Unless your company, you really don't get pre-planned very often anymore. It's kind of tough to get a pre-plan right now. I know we're on load choice, me and my wife, but half the time load choice has nothing. It's all solo freight. I mean, I had 2 loads offered me from Laredo 2 days ago. One was $800 that dropped in 2 days, and one was $1,100 that dropped in 3 days. Like, I can't afford to pay this truck on $300-400 a day as a team truck. It's just not feasible. I can't do it. I had to turn those loads down. I had to.
This load I'm under right now, freaking deadheaded up to Wichita, Kansas from OKC, picking up going to Tulsa. And mileage pay is not bad, $750, but picked it up today at about midday and can't drop until tomorrow midday.
Right.
So probably not gonna be able to get reloaded tomorrow by the time I get empty. So it's like $750 to kind of just get shafted for a day and a half at least.
Right.
It's like,
well, if you're a Prime guys or you're anywhere, okay, you got to remember Prime preaches this firsthand in the A-Lease class and about their business classes, all this stuff. You're the captain of your ship. Okay. You need to make the right decision for your business. When it comes to turning down loads, you don't just turn down loads based on rate per mile. You don't just turn down loads based on overall revenue. Look at the whole picture. Where's your truck sitting at for the week? How much money does it already have on it? How many days in the week do you have left? What kind of area is that putting you in? Are you going into inclement weather going into this area? Have you had a bad experience before? Like, is this something that's going to put you out of route from what you need to be doing personally? Guys, there's a ton of different ways to look at a load other than just rate per mile. You don't just deny loads just based on rate per mile, guys. That's a foolish thing to do. And when you deny a load, you need to have a professional explanation sent over. Say, hey, before you hit that no, say, hey, that load, I can't tell you how many loads we've denied that pay $4 a mile because I just can't sit on them for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay good enough for me to sit on 4 or 5 days. Okay. My truck needs to gross an X amount per day. I know what that is, and I try to keep it at that area. So, and when you work with Prime, you don't demand, you don't say, hey, you're going to do this. You guys, it's a partnership. So when you send over that decline for that load, you make sure that you say, hey, look, I would love to run this, but right now with our truck sitting at this for the week, is there any better options? I'm looking for this for what we're talking about the time frame is. Put your explanation in and always be professional. Never take the low road. You're going to always get more results with sugar than you are with spice. I promise you guys, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's this dude? Where's Will? he must be talking about me shaving my beard. I don't know, Matt. You must actually see the picture, man. I can't believe you actually see it. So yeah, I know, man. I shaved
Yeah,
it, bro.
you're still frozen on my end. I'm not sure if anyone can see the rest of us.
I don't know.
I know on your
Yeah.
end, on my end, you're froze, Will.
yeah, on my end, the whole screen is just frozen from like 7 minutes into the live.
Right. I feel like, though, I'll be honest with you guys, when I shaved, I feel like I lost some wisdom on this one, to be honest with you. So. Trucker Will says, what do you think is going on with sales and the lack thereof, freight or distributing freight or solo drivers? Because I only did 4K to the truck this week, and all my loads were less than $1,000. Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with sales. I think there's some kind of gap that needs to be bridged, whether it's sales to communicating to customers, sales communicating to FMs, sales communicating to the planners. I don't know what it is. I can tell you this, though, that in my eyes, in my opinion, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do a video on this top worst and top best thing about Prime. In my eyes, the worst thing that Prime does for its company is let sales handle the drivers.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be planning drivers. In my opinion, I feel like sales should be catering to our customers 24/7. Like that should be exactly what sales should be doing. They should be reaching out to the customers, booking those contracts. We have customers begging us to pick this freight up, begging us to pick drivers. Hey, please reach out to somebody. We can't get a hold of anybody. We have 4 trailers, 5 trailers here. This has happened to me and Angel multiple times. That's the one thing about us drivers. We network. We talk to people. We get these first-hand accounts. You can't sit there and say, well, that driver's a liar, that driver's a liar, that driver's a liar. Wait a minute. They're all saying the same. What in the world? They're all saying the same thing, but they're all liars?
Yeah.
Kind of like with UFO sightings. Like everybody was like 60, 70 years ago, I saw this crazy object in the sky. So now all of a sudden the government's like, well, yeah, we've been lying to you guys for like almost a millennia. So yeah, it's just true. Yeah, the UFOs exist. Like all of a sudden, oh man, yes, I told you guys I wasn't crazy 40 years ago when I told you. Like, guys, we're not idiots. Like when you see this, document it. When these customers ask you, hey, get a hold of Prime, call your fleet manager right then and say, hey, look, they're begging people to come get these loads.
Yeah. Oh, I was picking up that Sam's Club DC in Loveland a while ago, going to Great Falls, Montana. I walked in there to check in, and the person, real nice lady in the shipping office, she was asking me. She said, hey, look, you're going to Great Falls, Montana. I said, yeah, I am. She said, okay, I've got this other load supposed to pick up a day and a half ago. It's going to the same place, same, damn near same weight. Nobody's going to pick it up. Do you take this instead? I was like, why am I dispatched on this load when, this other one, I mean, it's supposed to pick up a day and a half ago. It's going to the same place.
Right.
I was like, did somebody just miss it? It's paying this, I'd imagine it's paying the same. It better be. I was like, what? So I, got a hold of dispatch, didn't even get an answer. I sat there for 30 minutes waiting for an answer, so I finally just went inside. I was like, hey, look, I couldn't get a hold of anybody, but I got to go. Because the load I was picking up was already a day late as well. I was like, God dang, dude, freaking, I was going to be a day late delivering it, and they're sitting there with a load that was supposed to be picked up 2 days ago. It was supposed to be delivered, a day and a half ago.
Right.
I was like, how does this happen? Like, this is a huge, because that's a huge, I mean, I'm sure you've been to that one, dude. That place is huge.
Yeah.
We pick up a lot out of there. I mean, almost every time I go to Denver, I go to Loveland.
Yeah, these first-hand accounts like mine, yours, I'm sure Jacob has some from back when he was at Prime. I'm sure Matt had some back when he's at Prime. Dale has some. Guys, these first-hand accounts, document them and let your fleet manager know. Send emails. Fire off emails. Start sending messages, guys, because now is not the time in this market for us to be losing freight.
Yeah.
We should not be giving up customers at all. Like I don't know what's going on in house, but I know if I ran this company, the first thing I would do is tell sales, you're not allowed to plan drivers anymore.
Yeah.
What you need to do is focus on the customers. That's what these fleet managers are here for. So you book the freight, the planners plan the freight, the fleet managers dispatch the freight. That's the way it goes. Like I truly believe that is the missing link in this whole equation with Prime right now. Is sales is responsible for too much. They need to cater to our customers, secure that, and lock it in, and keep catering to it, and let dispatch do their jobs. That's exactly the way I feel about it, 100%. That's my opinion. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I feel like in this whole equation, the way it's set up right now, drivers are being discounted a little too much in terms of like just what they allow us to do. Because half the time I get a load, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sitting under this for an extra day and a half.
Right.
But it's like, dispatch tells me that's all there is, so whatever, I'm taking it. It's better than sitting. At least I'm making money. Right.
Right.
And so I pick up the load and I try and call the phone number that comes over with the load assignment. And I either get just a switchboard that goes to nowhere or just a completely, just a dummy phone number. They're
Right.
like, nothing picks up on the other end. It's like, and then I got to get in touch with dispatch, and then dispatch has to get in touch with sales, and then sales has to get in touch with the customer. So it takes 4 hours just to get an answer of, can I show up early, yes or no?
Right.
It takes half a day, and I end up having to, make a, just like a split decision choice of, okay, do I stop early today and plan for like what the time that this load actually has and think about my recaps, or do I just go ahead and try and burn it in and risk sitting for 28 hours,
right,
and have a day with completely no recaps on it, and then you make that decision, and then inevitably it ends up being wrong, because if you go ahead and burn it in, the answer is no. If you don't, the answer is yes, and then you're 4 hours, 5 hours behind the next day.
Yeah.
It's like, just give us the phone number. I mean, good Lord, like, why can I not just call somebody and say, hey, can I be there early, and just get a yes or no answer?
That's when I turn to the web. I will Google that business. I will do whatever I got to do to find a phone number. If it says, like, if there's a guy in that thing's like, hey man, I used to work here, call this number, whatever, I'm gonna look in the comments everywhere. I'll find a phone number for that shipper or that receiver, bro. I'm gonna let them know, like, hey, especially being a team truck, because this truck has the capability, even running recaps, to move up to 1,200 plus miles a day. Yeah. So if I'm sitting for like the last 2 weeks, I'll be honest with you guys, okay, it's been rough. I'm not even gonna lie, it's not been great. We've been profitable, but we haven't been where we needed to be. So we've sat for an excess of 4+ days in the last 2 weeks. Not because we wanted to. Okay. So if that tells you anything, so it's happening on this side as well, guys. It's not just you guys. Pro Steel Rain says companies where it's at right now, that may be the case. That may be the case. And maybe I've heard several drivers say that there's a lot of high dollar freight the company guys get that the lease guys don't get. That's all speculation. You hear these drivers talk so much about this stuff, and to me, it's like, I wish we could actually get some real answers about things, and figure this stuff out so we can all have, because I think morale as a whole is probably down right now, within the fleet. It's gotta be, got drivers that are training and making less than trainees. I mean, I would imagine they're probably ready to kick it in, kick the bucket. And then you got the negative drivers that are like, well, good, more freight for me, go ahead and leave. You don't like Prime, leave it. No, like, this company is a fantastic company, but it's not without its flaws, and you have to be open-minded about that. Now, I'm not here to. I'm here to do the best I can for this company, our customers, myself, all in one. Not just me, not just Prime, not just saying that's the way it should all be looked at. It's not, and I truly believe Prime cares. I just believe that there's some things right now that is beyond the capability of what they can do right now. And they're either working through it, or we're going to have to work through it, or stuff's going to come to a breaking point ahead. And they're going to say, look, we got to do something now. Like, we're losing way too much money. We're losing these customers, we're losing these many drivers. We've got to plug these holes up and stop this loss. It's got to come to a head on that. I really, truly believe that. Timothy says, I agree about the training. 50K miles isn't much to do, but it's better than 4 weeks that we have over here at TMC. That's what we were talking about earlier, Timothy, is how some of these old guys are like, man, these dumb trainees, makes no sense. How you guys get a 60-mile-an-hour truck after 30 days, ridiculous. Heck, they learned on a farm. They had their daddy. Their daddy when they're 6 years old, let them drive an 18-speed twin stick, a freaking cab over back in the 70s. That's how they learned to drive. Like, what was safe about that?
Yeah, and it bothers me too, because they never shut up about it either. It's always, I learned on the farm. It's like, How is that somehow better than me?
Exactly.
Learning
So
it. It's not better than learning at a CDL.
If you made it and you were able to be a super trucker that way, what's wrong with somebody trying to be a good quality driver going through a training program? Makes absolutely no sense.
It's like I feel like it worked out pretty well for me. No accidents, no criticals on my record right now. It's like I feel like I'm a pretty decent driver. It's
right.
Like how is you learning out in the cornfield in freaking Kansas when you're 9 years old somehow make it better than doing 6 weeks of actual highway driving?
Exactly. Trucking. Kirsty responded to ProSteel, and she says that ProSteel, they're forcing all the company fleet managers to go lease. We now only have 450 company drivers on 6 fleets. We had 1,400 on 16 fleets. So Kirsty, I don't know where Kirsty got those numbers from, but she's very in tune with what's going on at Prime. She always has been.
Yeah.
She has a great YouTube channel. You guys go check it out. But she's been company training for a long time. She went on an A fleet, came back off the A fleet. She's back company again doing PSD instruction. But guys, she apparently has this information. It's got to be legit because she's not going to put something out that's going to like throw her under the bus for trying to defaminate anything. So if that's the case, if there's truly only 450 company drivers on 6 fleets, and we've got like over almost 8,000 drivers total, that's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That margin is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
well, that explains a lot of these guys that complain about like, oh, this load should be a company load. It's like, for who, man? I mean, it's like we got barely any there's barely any company drivers left at Prime, and I knew the number was marginal for a long time, but god dang, dude, that's nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that marginal, like it was that large of a difference. I had no
clue.
I
mean, that's what, 10% of the reefer fleet? Not even.
Dale says I'll be at Prime until my dispatcher retires, most likely. I don't blame him. He's got the best dispatcher on flatbed side.
I'm pretty sure Dale and Brian actually spoon when he goes to Springfield.
So, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Yeah.
All right.
I bet Brian.
My brother
I bet Brian makes Dale be the little spoon.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dale goes to his desk and they he sits in Brian's lap and they twirl each other's hair and stuff.
Right.
Good Lord, dude.
Matt says, Matt Chittum, what's up, Matt, man? He's been a follower of the channel for quite some time now on Facebook and everything. Matt says, so money's obviously the biggest reason for me to want to come lease, among other reasons. I'm on pace to make close to 120 before taxes at my current job.
Dude, that's a good job, man.
It is. It's a good job. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, unless you have some kind of, and it's 6 figures is not out of the question in trucking, okay? I'm not going to tell you, even with the market like it is, but you got to hump for it, okay? Yeah. You ain't going to be going home every 3 weeks for a week. It's not going to happen that way. So let me tell you something. It's all about what you want out of trucking and what you need out of trucking. So if you're coming to buy a truck, you want to be an owner of a truck, you're coming to learn the business side of things, you're coming because you want to see more of the country, then come. But if you're coming hoping to make more than $120,000 pure revenue and be home every night or every weekend, it's not going to happen. Okay? Nope. I'm going to go tell you, not right now. Now, there's talks about them putting a lockdown back in place. If that happens, we might all become essential again, and you never know. So you got to be careful.
I wouldn't mind a little juice to the market right now. I could use it.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah, man.
Matt says, he also says, my hopes are to make close to that after tax and solo. Is that realistic? There's a few factors at play there. You really probably, the market's got to get a little bit better, a lot better.
When your fleet manager has to really like you.
Yep. Well, not only like you, you got to really prove yourself. And get hey man, I'm ready to run.
You got to be running early, constantly, never have any issues.
You got to put that time in, and you really need to go ahead and get locked into an ACE lease and pay it off. Seriously, you get that paid off truck. Aside from your e-fund, that's an extra $1,000 to $1,400 a week that you're not putting into a truck.
That's an extra $50,000 a year.
Yep. So you can put that back, pay your taxes, put it in a bigger e-fund, whatever you want to do with it. That's what the whole point of having a paid off truck is for that extra income to put back. Let's see. Wombat says I had a student cause $4,000 in damage. Never once said he was sorry. I think he did it on purpose to get off my truck because he actually had to work and not just hang out. Wombat, I've had guys, and this doesn't surprise me. This is why I'm not even like, oh my God. This doesn't even surprise me.
Yeah,
Bro,
no.
I've had guys, my second PSD, bro, second PSD, and he turned out to be a great driver. Don't get me wrong, he drove for Prime for years. Second PSD, second day, decided he wasn't going to drive anymore. He's like, man, my dad's a truck driver. I already know all this. I could test out right now and pass. And I was like, what?
Bro.
And I was like, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm not going to drive. He's like, I'm going to actually sit up here and just play Fortnite, and I'll just wait till 2 weeks are up, and then I'll just go test. I'm like, that's not how this works, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, I made some choices on some places that we were going to stop for the next 3 days, and come to find out, he ended up wanting to drive on like the 5th day. So it worked out, and he turned out to be a really good driver.
Crazy how that works.
Exactly.
Right.
Wombat says, look what happens to Crazy Bags when he trained that girl. But going back to what you said, Wombat, yes, it's pretty sad how the trainees can just do whatever they want, get truck damage, trailer damage, load claims, liability claims, hit cows, hit deers, doesn't matter, and they have no liability. And Prime doesn't say, hey, look, I know you weren't logged in, I know you weren't driving, I know you were asleep, we're going to pick up half this liability. That's the part of the trust instilling that Prime could actually push back to their operators if they would actually do that. I know, like I said, I know it's a radical thought, and it's way out of the realm of what they've been doing, but I'm telling you, it would basically coalition everything back together, and we would start seeing that training program start to grow again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's almost like radical idea that Prime would take responsibility for the people they're hiring.
Right.
It's like...
Wombat says, look at what happened to Crazy Bags when he trained that girl. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know in the comments, Crazy Bags, he was a YouTuber. He's one of the big YouTubers with Prime right before I came into Prime. And apparently he had some controversial accusations that were put on him from training a girl, and Prime let him go. They ultimately made the decision to keep the trainee, let him go. So you guys got to watch it. Don't put yourselves in that position. You put yourselves in that position, you're asking for it, like 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you just get what you get.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Let's see.
I think I'm back now. My service is spotty down this fucking state route that I'm running.
You're good right now. I mean, unless you just want to go ahead and get off. But
oh no, I don't want to. That's the thing. I was worried because it went silent for like a solid 2 minutes when I was in that one stretch of LA6.
Yeah, Kirsty says, I've trained dozens of men, had one pervert kicked off the truck. Prime did right. I ran to SLC and security took him off the truck immediately. Amen, sister. Good deal. You got to do it, girl.
Yeah, man. Some of these people I see out here, I'm just like, dude, like, how are you allowed to go into buildings with other people? I mean, use the stuff, stuff people say on Facebook and stuff like, and it's like, you're allowed to keep things in your head. I don't know if you know this. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, just...
Right.
Oh, gosh. People posted on Facebook pages about, like, oh, trying to find me a lot lizard and stuff like that. They got, you look at their profile, they got a wife and kids at home. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, legitimately, what are you doing? Stop doing that.
They don't know how. There's a bunch of... I'm just going to not say anything for the sake of censorship on YouTube.
Yeah, man, it's unreal. It's like, what are you doing, dog? Like, that one should have just stayed in the drafts. You should have just kept that one internal.
Right.
It's like, why would you...
I know one guy... I know one dude personally. He's got a wife back at home. I'm not going to say anything about this guy or where he lives. But... knowing that he's married, he was bragging to me and some friends of mine that he had a fucking hooker at the Lamplighter in Springfield every time he went down there.
Good Lord.
Oh yeah, and then I called him out on TikTok because he decided to throw some shade at me, and I legitimately had just woken up and saw the notification, so I woke up and chose violence. And then he had one of his whatevers you want to call it. Report the video. I appealed it because it got taken down. I appealed it. It got brought back. and then he went and reported it and got it taken down for good.
Yeah, dang. Yeah, I mean,
Somebody says, "Sup, Papa." I don't know if this is one of my kids. It might be, but it might be one of my daughters. I don't know if she's the one on Facebook, but
good
if
old
not,
Facebook user.
if not, it could be spam. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kiersey says there's no yearly review because so many trainers suck. Man, you might, yeah. Yeah.
That's honestly,
I can't disagree with that outright.
That's not a false statement.
Yeah, it's like can't agree with it, but I can't disagree.
Aaron Lee says $9K a week guarantee. Sign me up. I mean, I think it's legit, man. I mean, that's what I would be.
Wait,
if I ran this company, that's what I would be. That's what I'd be promising my guys for sure, at least.
Yeah.
Let's see. My dispatcher didn't have my truck inspected when I took the training classes. I'm a very clean person, so I wasn't worried, but I didn't have to get inspected at all. Wombat, I'm not sure when you came in to train. It may have been one of them times where they were trying to push so many students through the system, like before COVID happened.
Just
Now it's probably a little bit different story because they're trying to. They have a lot of time in between students now because they're not trying to grow exponentially fast like they were.
Now they're just trying to keep up with attrition.
Exactly.
Which is, I think that's where it needs to stay for quite some time.
Yeah, which is why they got rid of the 430 trucks a few weeks ago. And I'm not saying some drivers didn't go as well, but I'm saying Robert Lowe didn't wake up that morning and be like, you know what? There's 430 drivers I think we need to get rid of today. I just don't see that happening. Everybody freaked out.
I mean, there's quite a few drivers at Prime that don't necessarily need to be with Prime.
I understand
but
that.
It's like at the end of the day, it's like you can't really just fire people for no reason. Everybody acts like that's something that happens so often.
Well,
this guy got fired for no reason. It's like, yeah.
What pissed me off too is the comments. Like when I put that photo or that video clip of him in there asking drivers at the safety meet, like, hey guys, what amenities are you looking for? What extras can we do at the terminals? What can we do? And everyone's like, oh, he's just trying to write off taxes. What are we trying to do as independent contractors and operators?
Bro,
we're trying to write off taxes.
You're the one sitting here trying to tell me how to get away with tax fraud.
Exactly.
And you're getting mad at Rob Lowe for the same thing.
So everybody was like, man, he should just give that money to the drivers. So let's say he's got $10 million he wants to spend. Robert Lowe's got $10 million he needs to write off for taxes. Okay, $10 million. There's 70. Let's just say 7,000 drivers. I don't really know the amount. I haven't checked. Kiersey might know more than I do. Let's just say 7,000 drivers. Okay, so you got 10 million. Everybody's going to get a fair share, right? Okay, 10 million divided by 7,000. That's $1,428 a piece for 1 week. Now, here's how it's going to go down, okay? He's going to give everybody a $1,428 check. He's going to say, guys, this is just to help you guys along. It's a write-off for him then or it's a write-off for him later. It doesn't matter, okay? He's going to get the write-off. You get the $1,400. What's going to happen? Next week, the $1,400 is gone. And guess what? He didn't invest in something that could be useful for years to come. He just gave you some money that you went and blew. So I can understand both sides of it. Yes, we could use the extra revenue right now, but also too, you're not investing in the company that way. You think $1,400 is going to keep somebody when 2 weeks later they tank on as a trainer and don't make any money? They're going to be like, man, I'm so sick of this. I'm ready to quit. Wait, remember that $1,400 Rob Lowe gave you? Yeah, I guess I'll stay. No, they're going to quit anyways. That's why he doesn't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Christmas thing, man. All the people that griped about the Christmas bonus. Like, man, I would hate to be him and get up to see all these complaining adults that act like children. It would drive me insane. I can't believe the man even smiles at the Friday morning safety meeting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, a lot of people who, I was mildly annoyed with the incentive thing, how everybody who won the prizes only stayed out for like 2 or 3 of the 11 required days, or like 11 available days, because I stayed out for the full 11 days. But at the same time, it's like, man, if you're staying away from your family and everything for Christmas because you want an extra $2,000 or a new Dodge truck, it's like, man, you got some other priorities you got to sort out.
Getting a truck. There's no guarantee you're going to win something.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't put that up on the screen.
Oh, God damn it.
Hang on a minute. Hang on, this is slander. But no, it's like, I mean, I was staying out for Christmas either way. I didn't even know about the incentive until they announced it like 2 weeks before Christmas. And I was like, well, that's nice. I don't really care. I was gonna stay out for Christmas anyways. You know, it's just like, it's like, man, if that's why you're staying out for Christmas, you got some other issues you got to sort.
Wow. So Kiersey said my PSD complained to Prime that I was too positive and encouraging, and she wanted a new trainer. Kiersey, you should have asked her to go to the back of the trailer and check something for you and drove off. That's exactly what you should have done. Should have just drove off. Like, seriously, like, I can't believe the stuff we go through as trainers, man. And I know I'm not in the battle right now currently, but God bless you guys, everybody that's training right now. Jeez Louise. Wombat says, hey, Freight, have you ever golly, man, I'm like getting freaking retarded over here. Hey, Freight, you ever have your dispatcher asked to give drivers rides to the shop to pick up their trucks? I had a guy recently who needed to go 450 miles. I feel like I got shafted. Wombats, like I said, you should have you got to ask your dispatcher, like, hey, man, I'm not trying to be rude. I don't mind, taking care of you, whatever you need. But like, is this gonna be one of those like, hey, I'm gonna catch you on the back end things, and if so, what's the back end? Or am I gonna get paid, $1.02 a mile to shuttle this guy around? Like, because obviously my truck doesn't run on hopes and dreams. It's all situational, guys. The one thing about trucking that you can always count on is it's all situational. Something that's happening today is never going to be the same as it was yesterday, and it's not going to be the same as it's going to be tomorrow. It's always going to be different, always. So you have to keep that open mind, guys, and look at that situation that you're dealing with right now and plan accordingly and figure out how you can come out on top and be efficient, consistent, and profitable. That's all there is to it. But no, I've never shuttled drivers around 450 miles in my truck. I mean, my wife and trainees, that's it. Let's see. I'm trying to get this to load. Simple Plan says cross-country loads seem to be the most profitable for us teams in the market. Less deadhead and downtime. Simple.
What's up, Dave?
I'm glad that's working for you 100%, but I can't say the same for us. Me and my wife, we were running to the Northwest and back and running to SoCal and back. It wasn't paying. Very rarely did it pay like what we were expecting. You hear so many drivers. This is part of that hearsay thing where drivers network and stuff like that. But you hear so many drivers say, "Man, you get out to California right now. You're going to make bank. You're going to make bank. You're going to leave out of there. You're going to make bank. You get out there. Just get out there." I pulled an $8,000 load last week. Just get out there. You get out there and you end up pulling like something for like $4,500, going 2,800 miles, 2,900 miles. And you're like, where's this great freight at? I don't know. I'm not seeing it. So
it's so strange too, because I mean, you know me, I'm a West Coast guy. That's my thing.
Right.
And for a while, it was working really well for me. I was going in and out of California for no less than $3,000. It's like I was making, I was profiting every time I went, and I was just going in and out, in and out, in and out. Like going to Salt Lake or Phoenix or Denver, just in and out constantly. And every time I went in, it was for $2.53 a mile, coming out for $2 a mile. It was paying great, good schedules and stuff like that. And then, I would do that, and then 3 days later, you call me like, hey man, we're heading up to California, and the load's not paying amazing. And then you get there, and it's, I was like, oh man, you can go to this place, you can go to that place, you can go to that place. All these places that are paying really well, and then you call me, a couple days later, heading out of California, just getting hosed.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and then you'd be like, bro, I just left Yakima yesterday on like an $8,900 load going to Florida.
Yeah.
I'm like,
second
what?
load when I went lease, and then me and Zach got one not too long ago. I pulled 2 or 3 of them, and yet somehow it's like you call me, I'm like, oh dude, go to Yakima, go pick up a Wenatchee and Yakima, get you some apples. It's a good load.
Dude, I was always like, what the heck? How is he getting these loads? Like, you'd pull like an $8,900 load to Florida, and I would pull like a $5,200 load going to freaking PA. I'm like, how?
I never understand it.
Coming out of Wenatchee and Yakima, I pulled almost $7,300 going to Springfield.
It was almost like sales was crossing solo freight to teams and team freight to solos and the rates as well. So that's what I'm saying. This is where this whole, I don't know how the delegation of the loads are working. I know they say there's an algorithm in the system mainly and all that, but you can't sit there and tell me.
I really want to sit down with dispatch and just see what happens when he plans somebody on a load.
Right.
Yeah.
But you tell me that there's not other factors at play. It's just the algorithm in the system. I just don't believe that. I really believe that there's more hands-on integration there than what we're actually seeing and what we're told. I'm sorry, man. I just do.
Well, it's like if it was just an algorithm, then turning down one load and then getting one that's better wouldn't happen. I mean, that wouldn't be a thing that happens, because I mean, you hear constantly of I turned down that 80-cent a mile load and they sent me something paying $3 a mile, which most of those probably aren't true. But I mean, I've witnessed that happen to you when I was on your truck, and they tried to send us something that just wasn't worth it. And you said, "Hey, Milkman, we're not doing that." And then 30 minutes later, you get a load that's it's like, okay, that's more like it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I know it's crazy.
That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so here's a Facebook user. I'm not sure what your name is. I'm sorry. I think this might be Lee, but it says times are tough out here right now. I've talked with a lot of lease drivers from different companies that have been running dedicated freight that's been taken away from them to be put on asset side for company driver to haul, so the company gets the better money. That's what we were talking about earlier, is the possibility that Prime might be, and this was before Kirsty made her comment, Prime might be shifting higher revenue loads towards the company side and keeping that lower revenue or mid-revenue freight onto the lease side. So if that truly is the case, yes, that benefits Prime the most, but it's also not helping your guys like stay afloat, especially your trainers and stuff. Like we need, they need that revenue to keep training so they can keep going.
And picking up those high revenue Apple loads that I pulled a couple times last year. I managed to get 2 of them in the span of a month. Paying, one paid $7,300 going to Louisiana, the other one paid $8,400 going to Florida. Right? I'm sitting there on the dock talking to
yes, bud, she is asleep.
I'm sitting there on the dock talking to other drivers, and because there's 5 Prime drivers there, and I'm talking to them, and half of them are company. Right. They're going to the same place I am. I'm like, why are you? No, that's not.
And what's crazy? And what's crazy is Kirsty was saying like the ratio is just like completely way off the wall. Like there's 450 freaking trucks now. Like that's our 450 company trucks. That's crazy, man. That's nuts.
That's unreal, man.
Oh, Papa D's. Hey, what's up, Lee? What's up, Sticks? Yeah, man. So, guys, I want to tell you something. This guy right here is the whole reason I'm here at Prime. I don't know if you guys know this. This guy that says Papa D's, it's Lee. Let me give you guys a little backstory if you're interested in it. You're probably not, and I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways. So,
I am.
We actually, it's kind of drawn out. So, this guy, Lee, I call him Sticks, okay, because that was his game name. We played an online game of War. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it. It was a nerd game. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I spent a heap load of money on the game like a dummy. Never should have done it. Anyways, me and my brother were talking about doing hot shot freight. I was managing a salvage yard. Mom had just passed away. Walter came to live with me, and he was working with me at the salvage yard. We're trying to figure out a way to get out of that. We're trying to do something different. So we start watching videos on hot shot freight and start, that's when shows started coming out about the hot shot drivers driving and stuff like that. So Sticks is on there and he says, hey, look, I got a buddy of mine at Prime. He said, I'm going to refer you guys over to Prime. You guys go over there. He said, I would recommend you guys getting that experience first than just going out buying a truck and a trailer. So Sticks referred us, Lee Godfrey, and he's on BigWheelZ. Lee Godfrey and his wife Gypsy, they referred us to Prime, and that's why I'm here. So, guys, you can thank Lee for me being here. If you enjoy the channel, thank Lee. It's because of him. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here. And yes, I had to get the game up. I was addicted. It was terrible. It was just Thunder Chaser says, I figured it up. My year as a lease op, I grossed 160. When I figured my own taxes, it showed an end profit of 26K. Now, did you gross total 160 or was that net pre-tax? So that's my biggest thing. Because when I talk about gross, I'm talking about total gross revenue all in.
Yeah,
what the business made.
How do you only gross revenue for the
So if you grossed 160, you should have netted at least 80 of it. At least pre-tax.
Well, it's like how do you only gross 160?
Right.
I grossed over 100, and I grossed over 100 last year, and I was only lease op for 4 or 5 months.
So I grossed my last year at Prime. I think it was around 289.
Yeah, I mean this year I'm on track to gross probably close to 250.
Timothy Quinlan says Jacob promised me $150,000 a year. Timothy, do you need his phone number, buddy? I can send it to you in a private message, or you need his phone number.
Just read it out on the stream. Give it to everybody.
It's funny because me and old Timmy didn't meet until after I was already gone. So I don't remember. It must be another Jacob. He promised.
Oh my God. So King Chef says, dude, my student wanted to turn in a U-turn in a place you couldn't. I was like, hell no, you can't do that. Oh my God. It's like children, man. It's like taking care of children. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's so funny though.
Trying to stop a toddler from walking into like the corner of a counter or something. It's like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't put that electrical plug in your mouth. No.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, no, don't drink that bleach. What are you doing? Like,
Wombats, give a shout out to Kirsty. Kirsty's content, love her content. She knows her stuff. Yes, she does. I think Sticks says, thanks, my friend. Much love, Sticks. Guys, we're at the bottom. We are at the bottom of the comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Missed the days of YTTA. Those days were amazing for truck content. What is that? What is YTTA? Maybe I'm just old school.
Yeah, I have no idea.
YouTube YTTA. I don't know.
You want to?
Don't know.
Want to get some clarification on that?
Okay. Well, we actually made it to the bottom of the comments. Heck yeah. So Thunder says gross total. Okay, so 160 total at Prime. In my mind, just know what I know. I would say go ahead and cut that in half for the total, 80K,
Yeah.
and you might have been around the 65 to 72 mark. So, in my experience with my taxes, generally I will pay anywhere between 12 and 13%, not the 30% that everybody says after all deductions. So, if you brought home, let's say 75K, I'm just going to take the high, times, let's even say 15,000. Okay. You had to pay $11,500 in taxes. You still should have grossed or netted $63,500, unless your costs for that first year, which are usually astronomical, because anybody coming into the industry is going to have to pay for GPS, phone holders, all the gadgets, the TV, the freaking fridge. I mean, it's just nonstop. You know, I mean, it's constantly. If you're flatbed, it's even more because you constantly need more stuff. I mean, it's just nuts.
Exactly.
Well, just that initial upfront equipment cost. I mean, good Lord, I paid. Well, when I went solo flatbed, I paid $5,300 for my equipment.
Same. But
Just
luckily at Prime, they were able to put it on $200 a week payment.
Yeah, well,
Right.
but then when I stopped doing, when I switched from flatbed to reefer, went and gave it all back to them, they still gouged me for $1,200 freaking dollars because then they bought everything back from me used, even though they made me buy from them new.
See, all of my stuff, granted, I'm still pulling a diet flatbed now, but I even kept my
Diet
damn
flatbed.
tarps. Granted, they were custom tarps, and I'm got a buddy of mine that I'm waiting on him to catch a load through South Louisiana so he can come buy them from me. But
Lee says,
whenever-
Go ahead, guys. Sorry, I thought you were done, Jacob. My
Oh,
bad.
you're good. But whenever I went back to the house to clean my truck out, I took out absolutely everything. And I only left myself my winch bar and like 10 straps. And naturally, dispatch could not find me a no tarp load going to Springfield, so I just deadheaded that thing up back to the yard.
Yeah.
So Lee says 2 years ago I was turning down $10,000 apple loads and produce loads to haul $12,000 to $15,000 plant loads. That's paying half that this year, bro. Let me tell you something. I would do some foul stuff.
Oh, I would do one
$1,000 load right now.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, like some weird stuff, bro. Like I would do some foul stuff. Like
I would do things I'm not even proud to say out loud for a $15,000 load right now.
Oh yeah.
Holy
Like I
crap.
was telling you the other day, Will, what my brother was saying, what he would do for a good 2 inches of rain.
Yep.
Oh, word.
YouTube Truckers of America, I believe it was like a group of 10 drivers who pumped out nothing but knowledge and gems to help new drivers out. That's what it's all about, man. That's the only reason this channel exists, is to help people out, dude. I mean, I would love to be that arrogant person to put out merchandise and all that stuff, but I don't care about any of that crap, man. I just want to enjoy giving back to you guys. And if it helps one person, if all these videos and all this hours of content helps one dude, one lady get into the industry, that's all that matters, man. It's worth it 100%.
Exactly.
I want some merch.
Jay Jr. says, hey, enjoy your channel. I'm curious, are you LLC or S Corp, if you don't mind me saying so? I am a dual partnership LLC with my wife, so that's what I am. So
Yeah, I'm sole proprietor LLC.
do what now?
I said I'm sole proprietor Oh,
Yep. So James is sole proprietor. I'm dual partnership LLC. So it's that way we can both be independent contractors together on the same truck. She's not a prime employee anymore. So high revenue, low miles used to be the mantra for lease operators. It worked well for us last year, not so much these days. It's a good week if we do 10K in revenue and 5K in the bank. Yeah, it's a simple plan. It's actually a great week if you do 10K in revenue. It really is. And those days, that's why I'm telling you guys, man, any ends that you can shave to be more profitable, more proactive, more efficient, that's slowing your trucks down, being early to appointments, planning ahead, doing all your have-tos before you do your don't have tos and waste time. Like always be proactive. Like don't do it on the front end, not the back end 100%, because like Simple said, it's not like it was last year. It's just not.
Yeah. I mean, this time last year I was having, $3,000, $4,000 weeks pretty regularly. Now I'm lucky for $1,800, $2,000.
Shit, I'd love to come
Right.
back.
Oh, who's that?
Jay Jr. says, I went escort to avoid self-employment tax in California. Man, you should have just left California, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
There's a much simpler solution to that problem.
Beautiful place to visit. I would never live there. There's no
If it
way.
wasn't
I
California,
wouldn't
would
even say
totally
it's a
do
beautiful place to visit. I wouldn't go. Northern
Dude, I love California.
Is nice.
California's
Northern
gorgeous.
California is nice.
No, Southern California is too, man. That whole state is it's freaking, except for like the Central Valley area. That place blows. But, yeah, dude, Southern California is gorgeous. I love California. I love spending time out there.
I can't stand it. I'm from South Louisiana, bro. I don't
Junior,
like them big ass cities that Cali got.
Junior, I want to tell you, I'm not hating on you, brother, at all. I'm just joking with you. So I mean, I have no problem with California. I think the AB5 law is a joke. I mean, I'm going to tell you right that their emission standards are a joke. All that crap over there is a joke. I mean,
well, the truck speed limits is just straight.
Politically aside, okay, not even talking about the political side of things over there. That's a beautiful state. It really is. I love the produce that comes out of that state. I mean, guys, there's a lot of good freight over there, but that AB5 law has really caused a lot of issues.
Which one is that?
Continue to cause issues because other states are wanting to adopt this law that is trying to put a defining line between independent contractors and company drivers, which you would think would be a great thing, but then it puts millions of us out of jobs because if that goes into effect nationwide, lease operators don't exist anymore. You don't have a choice anymore. You either buy a truck or you go company. That's all there is to it. So you don't get to lease a truck anymore. These programs don't exist anymore. Which it's going to be its ups and downs. It's going to have pros and cons just like everything does. What you're doing is a great thing. I watch a lot of your videos. Been out here 23 years. I'm still learning new things. Much love, Lee, man. I appreciate you, man, 100%. Like I said, man, you're the whole reason I'm here. Best part of California is looking at it in my rearview mirror.
Man, I had such a toxic relationship with California, man. Every time I go to the LA area, I get down there, I'm all tense and stressed out. I hate traffic, hate sitting in traffic. And then the end of the day comes and the sun's going down, everything's all pretty, traffic clears up. I'm like, man, I love this place. I don't know why I always get so stressed coming down here. And then the same thing, and then the cycle just repeats itself next time I go back.
And like going back to what Frank was saying about California's emissions standards, I don't even know if my truck can legally go into the state because it was manufactured
that shiny little
before
sticker,
But my truck was manufactured before all the DPFs and shit were put in trucks.
And see, I've also heard rumors if it hasn't already passed, they were going to do away with that grandfather law. So you got to watch out. You got to watch out for that too. Yeah, they're wanting to get away from that crap. So. And they want everybody to be California emission certified. So, Junior, you said for Prime, so you went escort in California for Prime. Man, brother, I don't know how you pulled that off because they will not hire out of California for a lease op. So I don't know how you did that, but that's amazing.
He said he's in his second year, so might have got in right before the freeze.
Exactly. Chef says, I left SoCal this morning. I'm in NoCal today for tomorrow delivery. It's hit and miss in CA right now. Yeah, man, it's hit and miss everywhere. King, a couple weeks ago, and it may still be going on. They were deadheading drivers out of the Midwest to California. But like when me and my wife were in California, we couldn't pull anything but a beer load back to North Carolina. Like it's It was nuts. I mean, we sat for 2 days waiting on that beer load. Like a
But
$50
it's
beer
crazy
load.
because there's so much produce there. You'd think they want that on a team truck.
Well, and the produce season hit late this year too, from what I'm told. So it wasn't on track like it was supposed to be. So
Well,
it
I mean,
came late.
these places ship produce year round. I'll pick up produce in freaking January. I mean, it's California. Winter doesn't exist out there, especially
Right.
in that Valley. Forget it. I mean, I picked up freaking produce year round there, and yet for some reason I only ever see it going on a solo truck. It's like I don't mind it because it's free for me, but it's just
a lot of it flooded too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Freaking 10 washed out real bad down there.
Yeah, with the hurricane that passed through there, it messed them up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Junior says, it's my second year as owner operator. I'm just trying to learn all I can. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Junior, man. Thank you so much for your support, brother. And thank you guys for being interactive in the comments, because it's given us a lot to talk about and a lot to get the takes from different operators on this information stuff. So
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Will.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was a lease op at Prime for almost 2 years, and then I'm almost a year into owner op away from Prime, and I'm gonna tell you now, I learn shit every day.
Yep.
Like you're constantly learning about, even though it's like the smallest little thing, you still learn stuff about the industry every day.
December will be 17 years for me, and I still learn shit every day.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing I can tell you guys. You new cats coming into this industry, if you're coming in and you find a truck driver that says they know it all, or they tell you, hey, you don't need to learn but this, walk away from them, because they're not there to help you. I promise you. Get away from them as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I finally feel like I have enough experience now that I don't get surprised. But that's definitely not to say that I know anywhere near. I mean, hell, even just as much as Dale and Zach and you. I mean, you guys. I mean, especially I mean, you've been doing this 4 or 5 years longer than I have, Will. Yeah. I mean, every time I talk to you, half the shit you say, I'm like, I had no idea.
Right.
I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, man.
That's the same thing with me, man. With the older truckers, man. The older trucker is talking to me, man. I will listen to everything that guy's got to say, because you may not use that information now. You may not use it 2 weeks from now. You may not use it 2 years from now. But somewhere down the road, you're gonna be like, man, that old head, that pilot was telling me about this. I know exactly what to do now. And it's like, you can't take all of it. It's like fisherman tales, okay? Man, I caught the biggest bass you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. He might not have caught the biggest bass you've ever seen in your life, but there's some kind of truth in that. He caught a big fish,
Yeah.
But you got to take some of it and retain it, because we all have something to give back to the community. And the problem with the brotherhood of trucking now is it doesn't exist. Most of these guys are so fed up with the mentality of the truck drivers and the new generation that are coming in, they don't even want to deal with them.
Yeah, well, that, and I mean, just not to get political or anything, but it's like all these these guys that are getting hired, that fresh off the boat from freaking Somalia or Jamaica or all these places, and it's like they don't care about being better. They just care about oh man, I'm making 40 cents a mile, I'm rich.
Well, not only that, they can't even speak English half the time, and I'm all about immigration. Okay, I'm all about people coming over here for a better life, 100%. But go through the process. I'm not going to go to India and try to live there and never speak the language. They're going to be like, you need to leave, like some,
But, I mean, it's
you gotta abide by our nation and our rule.
And a lot of the people that I've met, a lot of the guys that I've seen that are pretty recent immigrants and things like that from all these places that these trucking companies seem to love hiring from. A lot of them, they're so argumentative. I mean, they walk up to the office, they walk up to the window in a shipping office, and they don't immediately get the answer they want. They start yelling and causing a scene. It's like, man, just say good morning to that nice person. Because like it's 4 o'clock in the morning, they don't want to be here either. I can guarantee that.
Right.
It's like they don't like this job any more than you.
I've had to escort several drivers like that out the shipping office door against their will.
Yeah,
I've done that to 2 or 3 of them.
You're not going to come in here and talk to this person like this, because then they're going to be pissed off, and I got to deal with them, and I don't feel like dealing with that shit. So
it's like I get up to the window, I'm like, good morning, how you doing? And they're like, they think I'm going to be the same as the last guy. I'm like, look, it's 4 o'clock. I'm tired. I just want to get unloaded. I'm ready to go back to bed here. I think we're on the same page. Just
The bad apple, like the few bad apples make it
yeah,
bad.
man. It's like, man, just be nice to those people. Good Lord, I mean, it's
They
like
don't know what the word
you know,
nice means nowadays.
yeah, it's like, I mean, god dang, man. Like I've gotten, I mean, I don't want to say special treatment, but I've been offered overnight parking at places that are known to not do that, just for being nice to the person in the shipping office and being nice to whoever, the guy that knows the yard dog or the guy who also does the yard dog duties. It's like you be nice to them, and then just I'll mention in passing, like, oh yeah, I'm getting towards the end of my clock. It's gonna be hard pressed to find somewhere to park. I've had it happen plenty of times. Like, hey, look, we're not really supposed to do this, but you park over there in that corner, ain't nobody gonna bother you till tomorrow morning as long as you get out of here in decent time.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it's like, these people that work.
You don't got to kiss ass or anything. You just got to use your manners.
Just be nice to them. It's like just
common decency goes a long way.
Yeah, just be nice. Make a little conversation, maybe.
You get a lot more with sugar than you do spice every time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here like trying to get anything out of them. I don't have the energy at 3 o'clock in the morning rolling into a grocery warehouse to be arguing with somebody. It's like I just woke up.
I got a good solution to that.
God bless Sticks, man. Thanks for joining in, man. Much love, dude.
Ditch the reefer, grab a tanker. You ain't got to deal with grocery warehouses no more.
I don't really deal with grocery warehouses that often anyways, but on the occasion that I do, it's not my favorite. But yeah, I ain't getting in front of no tanker. I'm good. Well, I say that, but I said the same thing about reefer about a year and a half ago, so we'll see.
Why do you say that?
It's just not my thing. I'm good. Yeah. Plus, I rarely, exceedingly rarely see prime tankers in places that I, would ever, even remotely want to go.
Well, that's why when I came to Prime in 2021, I came doing flatbed, but I came out of years of doing tanker, and they're like, well, why don't you go tanker? Because I don't feel like living on the East Coast. I'm good.
Yeah. My place of residence is on the East Coast. I live near Atlanta, but
I'm in Memphis.
My God, I hate driving a truck over there. I cannot stand it. Well, it's like Facebook you said a little bit ago. I'll take LA over Atlanta any day. It's like I wouldn't want to.
What's going on, bud? I see your comment, man. What's up, man? Just hanging out.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't want to live on the West Coast. But
can you guys see that? Can you guys see that Google tab there?
Which one?
I got y'all in my back pocket right now. I'm opening up the trailer, waiting to get loaded.
I'm really talking to the viewers right here. I'm trying to see if they can see that Google tab I just opened up here.
I'm not seeing anything. Let me pull up the stream on my phone here.
Because I wanted to talk about OTR for a minute before we get off of here. Wombat says you can get people to all kinds of things. You just treat them with respect. Complete traders will risk their jobs. You make them laugh, make the day. But exactly, 100%. All right, Matt says no. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to share the screenshots and stuff like that with you guys. Still frozen. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I promise you the next live is going to be a lot better. So anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the tab. We're going to go remove that. It's not working. So let me talk to you guys about OTR, and we're going to do another in-depth video about this. OTR is not an app, okay? The way OTR works is it's a web-based software that's all online that you can bookmark to your home screen of your device to make it look like an app. So when you do that, it acts just like an app. Once you're logged in, you look at the software, you've got your account set up, you hit that bookmark on your home screen, whether it's your desktop computer, your laptop, your iPhone, your Android phone, whatever it is, you have that bookmark that looks just like an app. You open that up, you can go throughout the entire thing, guys. OTR is doing 30-day free trials. So guys, try for 30 days. If you are an independent contractor, owner, operator, does not matter if you're a prime, try out OTR. It takes a little bit of work. You got to enter these numbers in, but it also keeps you honing and gets you down to the pinpoint on your numbers and where your fixed costs are, your variable cost, all this stuff. It takes and keeps up to date with all your out-of-pocket costs. You can do picture receipts. It itemizes everything to you for you by date. You can do profit and loss statements. Guys, OTR is amazing. If you're doing an independent contractor or owner-operator, you should be trying this software out. It's 30 days free, no risk to you. You don't have to put a credit card in. It's not like other stuff, guys. Give it a shot. There's no risk to you whatsoever. So if you're not on OTR, guys, reach out to me. Send me a text message. Send me an email. Guys, always, just give it a shot. I'm telling you, you're going to be more than happy you did. We've got version, what I'm calling 3.0 about to come out. It's going to be dropping here pretty soon. New update. It's going to look totally different. It's going to be a little bit smoother. So we're working on that right now. We're always integrating new things into it and try to get it to be more fluid for the operator. So I wanted to make that clear. It's not an app. You're not going to find an app store. It's software. On the bottom of every one of my videos is the link to the OTR website. Go to it, sign up. It'll take you the link to where you can log in, set your profile up, and you can start entering in numbers and everything. Everything that app saves or everything the software saves is there for life. And we don't have to pay royalties to Apple or Google because it is a web-based software, so the price will never go up. It's going to be exactly like it is always. So it's never, unless they start charging us $10,000 a month to host a website, then it's never going to go up. And I just can't see that happening. So, guys, I mean, it's more than worth the try. So I wanted to bring up some screenshots for you guys and walk you guys through some stuff, but I can't do it right now with this terrible internet. So, anyways, guys,
now, Will,
what'd you say, bro?
Where are you even at? I forgot to ask.
South of Louisville.
Oh, that blows.
Yeah, I'm about 20 miles south of Louisville. Not if you knew the load I was on. You wouldn't be saying that.
Yeah. Oh, I actually managed to meet with my dad the other day over there in Murfreesboro.
Really?
Yeah, man. Freaking, he pulled up in that dirty ass white Martin truck.
Oh, is he with Martin now?
Yeah, dude, they're having some issues over there. I mean,
really?
We're sitting here talking about it's rough here at Prime, dude. Oh, it is hellacious over there at Martin.
Right. Well, and I said that at the beginning of the video. Prime's done a great job for us, for keeping us moving, keeping us profitable. It's not always what you want. It's not always what we expect. But guys, I have no complaints. Now, Prime is you guys got to remember too. It's just like with Robert Lowe spending money on amenities at the terminal. He's adapting to what's happening right now. This company's adapting to what's happening right now. We lost those 430 trucks. We're adapting to what's happening now. They're doing what they think is going to be best overall. Does that mean that it's right in all of our eyes? No. Does that mean that we're all going to agree with it? No. The bottom line is that's that man's company. His family started with one dump truck. Yeah. If he feels like he wants to do it, that's what's going to happen.
Well, now, it's one of those things where, for some reason, so many people at Prime only deal in absolutes. It's like it's either he's destroying the company, he doesn't care about us, or Prime is the greatest thing ever. It's never just you can't just have an issue with the current system. It's always it's like if you think we could fix that, it's you just don't know, you don't know how to appreciate things, or you should leave. It's
right.
Like, man,
that's the attitude. That's the attitude that we shouldn't be trying to spread.
Yeah, it's like, man, just because I think that, maybe this should be a little bit different doesn't mean that I hate the way Prime does things.
Exactly.
I mean, it's worked out well for me so far. It's like,
well, it's just like the stuff we talked about with our experiences tonight and things we've talked with other drivers about and things that we've actually seen that's happened to us. Like, we're not bashing the company at all. We're seeing these instances and we're saying, hey, from the outside looking in, this is what we feel like could solve this. This is what we feel like could fix it. We're not saying, well, guys, just because that's happened, just gonna let you know we're looking at leaving Prime next week.
No, it's like
there's a reason we're still here is because we believe in the company.
Yeah, it's like if all the issues we have brought up that we've talked about over the last whatever hour and a half since I joined, if they were such glaring issues, like, to me, like if I thought it was such a big thing that that I just couldn't drive for Prime, I wouldn't. I'm not going to be sitting here driving for a company I hate driving for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Every
like
company has issues.
Exactly.
yeah, it's like the grass. Yeah, the grass is always greener somewhere else until you get there, and then it's greener over here, and then it's greener.
And that's
over there.
why I tell everybody watching these videos, watching other YouTubers' videos, take everything you see, take my videos with a grain of salt. Don't believe it until you find out it's true. Okay, I'm telling you, because you're going to have guys that have been out here for 30 years and say you can't be successful unless you own a truck. Unless you own a truck and you buy it and it's a KW 900 or it's a 389 long hood P, you're not successful. Okay, unless you have your own DOT numbers. Then you're going to have guys that are saying, man, if you don't lease a truck every year with Prime, if you're not leasing new trucks every year, you're not going to be successful. Who do you listen to? You listen to yourself. You listen to
I mean, I have people coming up to me as
want
shippers
out
and
of this
receivers.
industry because you're going to get out of it what you put on the asphalt. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop letting other people depict your future. Like,
I constantly have people coming up to me at fuel stops and at shippers and receivers. It's probably a weekly thing at this point, asking about, hey man, I'm thinking about coming to Prime. What's that like? And I tell them the same thing every time. It's like, it's fine. I'm still here, aren't I? I'm driving for them. It's like,
right.
I'm not going to sit here and say, Prime's the greatest company on the planet, but I'm not going to bash them. It's just, what are you looking for? Are you want to be home, every weekend and run regional and all that? It's like, Prime probably isn't your thing. Prime's not really great for regional freight. Southeast.
That's why I'm not there right now.
Yeah, Southeast regional apparently is booming, but it's a 6-month freaking wait list to get on there. Everybody I've seen that's on Southeast Regional is constantly talking about, I go home every 3 weeks, I'm making $4,000 a week and all this. But it's like, what do you want? What do you want out of it? You want to, make a ton of money and go, do all this? It's like, you're in the wrong industry because you're constantly making a ton of money. But
that's why before you apply anywhere, you need to figure out what your goals to get out of this industry.
Yeah, it's like if you want consistency, you want reliability. Yeah, Prime's great. At the very least, it's not these massive volatile dips and dives in freight. It's just it's slow curves up and down.
Some people go to companies just for the truck selection. Like
Yep.
people go to companies like Hurricane just so they can get a loaded out Peterbilt.
Yeah,
they don't have to pay for it.
They want that shiny truck, and they want that. They want that. They want that 12-speed or 18.
And that's I don't blame them. That's their goal.
Yeah.
If that's what makes them happy, and that's what makes them valid out here for this industry, I'm all about it. 100%.
Yeah. Or you got Western Distribution.
Don't come to somebody at another company, Swift, Prime, Knight, any of those, and say, hey, look, you're garbage. What you're doing is stupid.
Yeah.
Because you're not in a Hurricane truck.
Or like Western Distributing Transportation Company. Their entire fleet is W900s and 389s. And more power to those guys. I looked into that company for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, because I really like them square nose trucks and everything. But they're all manuals. You gotta have whatever 2 years of experience, and they pay their company drivers 40 cents a mile.
Right.
Yeah. They pay horrible. You have to chain up. There's a lot of.
It's like, man, if that sacrifice in pay is worth it just to drive a square nose Pete, whatever. That's not not me. I don't care. But personally for me, that's a terrible deal.
It is.
It's like as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's not worth it. But apparently for some people it is. So whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Your goal is to drive a square nose Pete and make 40 cents a mile, whatever. Go for it. I don't care. But
yeah, it's all about what you need out of the industry, man. What all you're looking to do. If you're looking to learn about the industry with a safety net, Prime's probably a good place for you to start your journey. Get your CDL, start your journey. I don't recommend anybody go company first. I don't recommend anybody go lease first. I recommend you take goals. If you have any ambition to own a truck, don't spend 5 years as a company driver. Do it now. Like, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to scrape your knees. You're going to hit these little issues where you're like, man, it's all about experience. It's all about learning as you go. If you sit at home, you can watch as many of these videos as you want.
Yeah.
You can read as many books as you want, as much literature as you want about the industry, and you will know zero about it when you get out here. I promise you will know zero about it, because it's not the same when you're looking at this screen or you're looking at a book, or you're looking at a magazine. It's not the same as being out here with your hands on that wheel and delivering this freight. It's not the same. I don't care what anybody says.
It is damn near impossible to depict this lifestyle accurately through a camera. I mean, it's like I watched plenty of videos about being a truck driver and all that before I came to Prime, and first week of PSD I realized like, oh, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I did the same thing.
Any preconception I have was completely blown out of the water when I realized like, oh, this is just it's like this is a very unpredictable life. It's like, I mean, half the time, and like 2 days from now, I have no idea what my sleep schedule is going to look like. First off, and second, it's just, I mean, it's like you got to be adaptable to do this. People who are very rigid, they want, it's like you can have goals, but if you only got one thing and that's all you want, and you're not going to budge on it, and then it doesn't work out, it's like, well, I mean, you just spent however long it took you to get your CDL to get disappointed and quit.
Right.
I mean, it's like you got to have goals, but you got to be realistic. You got to be able to change. I mean, I've had a couple different ideas about what my future's going to look like since I came to Prime, and even now, it's like it still changes.
Right.
Like,
you got to remember that everything that you look at right now, everything you're seeing when you're watching this video right now, everything you're seeing right now came from a truck. I don't care what it was. It might have started on a ship, it might have started on a train, but eventually it hit a truck and it got delivered somewhere. So without trucking, America stops. So you guys got to remember that trucking is a mainstay staple in America's economy. It's never going to go away. So if you sit at home, you wait 10, 12, 15, 20 years until the market gets better, until you feel like you know enough, or you feel like, man, I didn't ace my permit, I'm going to go back and ace it now. Like, no, do it now. If you have any ambition to do it, set your goals, come in, get your CDL, and start achieving what you want to achieve. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, man, it's okay now, because I'm telling you right now, if you're going to do something just like James said earlier, if you're looking for consistency and you're looking for somebody that has got your back and is well established and has that safety net, this is the company you want to be at. I mean, I'm full for that. Am I saying that this company is perfect and you're going to love everything about it? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you that if you want to have a fantastic start in your career and figure out where you want to go next, whether it's stay still, buy a truck, start a mini fleet, buy a truck and leave, whatever it may be, this is the place to do it, because there's not been one time when I've wanted to do something here at Prime where Prime said no. They always said, let's see if we can figure this out. Let's see if we can figure out how we can get this done. They will adapt to you. They want you to be successful the way you want to be successful. It doesn't always work out the way you want it, and it may not always seem like it's ever going to work out, but somehow it always does. I don't know how. That's a testament to the way this company is. You guys got to look at this company in a whole different light. You got to look at it as it started off as one truck. What we're doing right now, all three of us right now on this screen, we're starting with one truck. Same thing the owner of this company with 8,000 trucks did. That's got to tell you something. I mean, he didn't wait. He did it, And yeah, they had their stumbling blocks. They had their parts where they were scraping their knees. They weren't able to walk. They definitely weren't able to run.
Yeah, I mean, I think Prime went bankrupt twice before 2000. Yeah. It's like
there's a good, and I'll try to put this into one of my next videos. But there's a good documentary of Rob Lowe and Steve Witke actually talking about all of the troubles Prime had back in the day, and it was actually
really.
Yes, there was
I need
actually
to watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, a group of drivers that pretty much saved Prime. They came to Rob and they said, "Look, we're going to give you 2 weeks. It's either a week or 2 weeks. So we're going to give you 2 weeks. You fuel the trucks, and we'll run them. Like, you just don't worry about paying us. We'll run them." And Rob will tell you that was the turning point. I mean, he had his mom's house mortgaged against the company to try to pay payroll. They ran out of money, and the driver said, "You know what? Don't worry about paying us for 2 weeks. We're going to run." And that's the turning point of the company right there. That's where it got saved. Guys, I'm telling you, this company, there's a lot to be proud of being here. It's not all bad. I don't care where you go. Just like Matt said earlier, before he dove off, you're going to find good and bad at any company you go to. You're going to find stuff you love, and you're going to find stuff you hate. Okay? But I don't know of any other company that has more people on YouTube attesting to what this company has to offer than Prime Inc. I
Yeah.
really don't. I have no clue. You know, Prime is a fantastic starter company. It's a fantastic longevity company. It's all about what you want to achieve out here on the road. You guys got to set those
I
goals.
agree.
Let's hit these last comments real quick, and we're going to get out of here. So we got Junior says, most folks who bash Prime, 9 times out of 10, when you ask, they never work for Prime. Go figure. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody walk up to me and be like, man, you know, I bet you make a lot of money for Prime Inc. I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. Like, man, that company's shit. I'm like, well, I'd love to hear your story about it. And they
Yeah.
say, well, I didn't actually drive for them. My cousins, uncles, sisters, brothers,
Yeah.
grandfathers, dogs.
Like my neighbor's third cousin twice
He
removed.
drove for them, you know, 10
Yeah.
years ago when they were just garbage. I'm like, dude, you know, get out of my face. Just go
I
somewhere.
knew a guy who once bumped heads with a guy who went through training.
Exactly. I'm so sick of hearing that crap. Wombat says, I always stop dead in my tracks when I see the Hurricane trucks are always gorgeous. Oh, yeah, man. There's some really sharp looking trucks.
There's some
100%.
nice looking trucks, man. I'll tell you what. But
my thought.
They are some good looking trucks. I
They
will
are.
say that.
Matthew Chittum says, my thought process, if I come in now while the market's down, establish myself, I should flourish once it gets better. Exactly. Know what you're dealing with. But, guys, I'm telling you, like, there's no time better than now, because when it gets good, it's going to be great. And you're going to be like, man, I already know what I'm doing. I know what my thought process is. I know what my goals are. I know how to run this truck. I know how to be efficient and consistent. And once that everything picks up, you're going to be like, holy cow. This is nothing new to trucking. What's happening right now is nothing new to trucking. COVID just really, really up-ramped everything while it happened. And freight just went nuts. Everybody did nothing but sit at home and buy. That's all they did.
Yeah.
They sat at home and they bought.
yeah,
And-
well, it was that combined with just a niche group of like, probably 100 people on YouTube trying to convince everybody that this $7 a mile thing was going to last forever.
Right.
It's like you had all these people just dove in thinking like, oh, $7 a mile, hell yeah! Went and bought a brand new truck, brand new trailer. They got themselves leveraged for $400,000 on an investment. And then all this, this money in insurance and fuel, and then it dried up in less than a year, and they're sitting there with, they're way overpriced everything. They can't actually
$7,000 a month notes.
Yeah, they can't actually afford the way they're running.
If y'all think it's bad now, you should have been out here in 08.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I can attest to that.
It's we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Austin says, "What's up, Jacob?"
What's up?
Yeah, man, freaking. It's like, I mean, I'm really. Well, it's like the whole speed limiter thing. I was really hoping that was going to get pushed through and try and kind of squeeze out the fat. Because you always hear about there's a driver shortage. There's a driver shortage. There's not. There never has been, man. Maybe 10 years ago, sure, but like the last few years, absolutely not. There's no driver shortage.
Oh, it's the new trucking's the new dream job.
Yeah, it's like there's way too many. I mean, you look at just the disaster that is the parking situation, because this industry's grown so much in the last few years.
Right.
It's like, dude, there's no driver shortage, man. Like, that's not happening.
Like Will said, it's a quality.
Yeah, I was really hoping that speed limiter thing was going to go through and squeeze out the people who don't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
Let
me put it to you this way: if you can't do simple tasks using common sense, you probably shouldn't be out here in a truck, because
if you never had a real job,
it's 90% common sense. Yeah. Or you've never held another job before in your life. Like, seriously, like, I had a guy. I would have never picked him up if I'd have known this, but we got 2 weeks, and I was so stupid because I should have asked him this. I usually ask my guys, like, what'd you do before trucking? He was like 23 years old, and I said, well, about 2 weeks in, I started noticing he was having some problems. This is when I was on flatbed side. He's having some issues. And I said, man, let me ask you something. What did you do before you came out trucking? He's like, well, I did school, and then I helped my parents in the restaurant sometimes. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, whoa. I said, you're telling me that you've never had a job? And he's like, yeah, I've never had a job. I'm like, and you thought going flatbed trucking was a good choice? Like, you thought that was good? Like,
I remember he told me about this guy, because I think he was like 2 or 3 before me.
I don't understand. I can't understand that logic. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you chose one of the hardest things to do in trucking.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you chose just the most miserable way
Yeah,
to
so
do
you
this
went
job.
from playing Xbox in your bedroom most of the time to going flatbed trucking. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like,
insane, man. That's a mind boggler to me, you know.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
And so, guys, I'm gonna tell you, you know, this industry is 90% common sense. Okay, there's you got 5% that is just sheer intelligence, and you got the other 5% that's luck of the draw because everything changes so much, and it's out of your control. And that's the one thing you got to realize when you're out here is you can only control so much.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can control. Sometimes the cards just don't fall your way, and it's nobody's fault. It's the way it is,
Yeah.
and I can't tell people enough that like lower your expectations. Like you come into anything like this in the trucking industry, lower your expectations. Like expect the worst and do your very best because you'll be a lot happier. You know, I'm not going to tell you that every single week out here for me and Angel is fantastic, but I can guarantee you this: every single week for me and Angel is not bombing out. We are very blessed. Prime's been good to us. They've kept us on the money. Not saying we don't go back and forth sometimes and have to deny loads and request certain loads and do this and do that, but that's all part of the game. It's just business, nothing personal. I don't hold anything against Prime. I think there's some things that we've got to work on. I think there's a lot of areas that we could do better at. But you know, same goes for me. There's a lot of stuff I could do better too. I'm sure. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that I could actually do to benefit myself.
That's like everybody. Everybody can do something better.
But I don't have that closed mindedness where I'm just like, hey, it's all Prime's fault. No, it's all because of Prime that we're able to do what we're doing right now. You know, I mean, we took a chance in a market and bought a truck, and in a down market that's still continually dropping some. We're still seeing decreases in rates here and there. We're still seeing increased wait times. We're seeing inconsistent communication among load planning and load dispatching. Like we're seeing all these things. All these things are a culmination into what is keeping the market on a drag right now. And everybody's looking at it trying to pinpoint one thing. There's not one thing. So my best advice to you guys is if you are having interest in trucking, set some goals. Do it now. Come in and establish yourself, like Matt said, establish yourself, get locked in, do what you're going to do, and move forward. Like whether it's with Prime or whatever. I'm going to push you guys on Prime because I truly feel like they're going to have your best foot forward when you get out here. But I'm going to tell you, I'm one guy. Okay, watch as many videos as you want to. Watch a Stevens video, watch a Martin video, watch a Swift videos. Watch them all. Watch them all. You guys got to make the decision. Okay, it's not up to me. It's up to you guys. But having those goals set is going to ensure your future is on a track that you can see. If you can see that track, you stay on that track. You're going to do what you need to do, and you're going to get where you want to go. But you come in here just thinking, oh man, I saw Freight on the channel, man. It looks like everything's going great for him. I just want a truck. I just want a nice truck. You know, well, that's all you're going to end up with is a nice truck. If you have no ambitions and no goals, you're just going to be driving around a nice truck aimlessly. And you're going to be talking to your buddies, and they're going to be clearing $2,500, $3,000 a week. You're like, well, that makes no sense, man. I'm only bringing home like $1,200 a week average. Why? That's another thing. Everybody's going to post up their best week. Okay. You're always going to see everybody on Facebook bragging, like, man, I made $7,000 this week. I grossed the truck 12,000, and I'm a solo. You ask them what their 8-week average is. Ask them what their average year to date is. Take home. I guarantee you, most people won't be able to tell you.
Yeah, don't go off of one paycheck. I mean, my last paycheck was $748, but that was a short week. I've had checks that were $2,000, $3,000.
Yep. And that's the one thing that's why I push you guys on OTR so much, because OTR keeps you on track with your numbers. At the click of a button, you can tell what your yearly average is. You can tell what your 10-year average is. If those numbers are there, that software itemizes that for you. Whether it's profit and loss, tax reasons, out-of-pocket expenses, whatever it is, that's what it's about. So knowing your numbers makes you more profitable in this industry. That's Brian will tell you. One of the worst things that'll make a trucking business go out of business is bad bookkeeping. 100%.
And that's 100% correct.
Yes, it is.
Guys, I'm so sorry about the quality of the video. I know it's crap. I know you guys have been looking at a frozen screen for 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. But I do appreciate you guys 100%. If you can, please don't forget to like the video. If you haven't subbed, go ahead and subscribe. Get that information out there. Share the video with somebody you think that it would be useful for. That's what the channel's all about. It's getting that knowledge out to you guys. So thank you so much for all the guests, James, JDQ, and Matt. Dale for trying to get in here. And I think we had one more. Who was it? I think it was just Dale, wasn't it?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. God bless. Till the next one. Freight, Beach, JDQ, and Matt, we're out of here.
Yeah.
See y'all
Later.
later.